And now the gayest countdown you will ever hear.
This is why I need to start backing people out before I start this.
That would be smart.
Does that mean the countdown has a list? Three, two, one. Showtime.
Well, we all know that Stephen Walton has an assless chaps fetish. It's never more prevalent than when we start this show.
I didn't even mention assless chaps this time.
No, but you
it.
thought it. I know you thought it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Tonight we have a very special guest. Welcome back, Mary Mayhem. How have you been doing?
God. Can I just say, Comics, you are the bee's knees, and I think you're the best, and I love you.
Okay. Bee's knees.
Yeah. You are the bee's knees. I'm so thrilled to be here.
I'm exhausted. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm excited. I'm overly excited. I had to take 2 shots just to calm down.
Well, okay, then. That's one thing I forgot. I forgot to grab a drink. Which
Culture's feeling great. He's already stroking his own hair.
I brushed my hair because Tom's on, so we're good.
And he has a tiny little desk too. Look at that. We've got the culture desk.
I feel like the purple plush part should be a little lighter to contrast the black a little better.
I feel like that desk isn't compensating for anything.
I feel like, why should it?
Wow.
And before we get to the first super chat of the evening, welcome back, Stephen Walton, author Stephen Walton.
Bro, how are you doing?
Fandom Menace, your Fandom Menace. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Hail to the chat. Thank you all for being here. Please hit that like, share out the link. Looking forward to tonight. Got to sit next to Culture again. So, I mean, that's, downer, but I'm having a great time. How are you?
Rude.
Good. And tired.
That's how we play.
Indeed. How are you doing, Tom? What are you up to?
About 5'9".
Yeah. We are the exact same height, Tom.
I would have thought you were taller, Comics.
No, I'm one short ass motherfucker.
Hey,
No, that's
I get
not
a lot of that.
fair.
I thought you would be taller. No, I'm short.
That's not fair. I'm 5'4". That's relatively short.
I started out 5'9".
Is that
Did you shrunk? And like
Old age is
that where we're leaving it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just gonna leave it there. Oh, we're talking about height. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Oh, we're already getting comments. I'm black and I don't want black Superman. That's coming from
That's fair.
Fizz Chozo. Fizz Chozo, I think. Anyway, I'll highlight it in a second once I get to Tox's first super chat of the night. Toxic Core Flu of Dick's Division for $2. Where can I get a Daddy Division choke collar?
Yeah, that's going to be on his new store.
Daddy Division.
Yeah.
That's all Steven that started that.
No, that's Culture too. Don't just blame that on me.
Oh, you're the first one I remember that actually said it.
Yeah, Culture said it to me.
I'm not calling anybody but Culture Daddy.
Look at that man.
Awkward.
He's
Some
her daddy.
beautiful hair. That's some beautiful hair.
The sexiest one-lip bastard.
Whatever. He looks like Branson, Missouri just threw all up over somebody. Why? Thank you, Tom.
There we go. There's the comment right
I was
there.
going to use a bad word. I didn't use a bad word. I'm going to be quiet now.
I'm picking on Culture. We love him. And I just hate his fucking hair, you jerk.
And we didn't even make it past 5 minutes, Tom.
Yeah, it's a good
I
job.
You
wasn't
get
me.
1 or 2 F words in the first 10, 15 minutes, I'm sure.
Wasn't me. I want it noted it wasn't me. I waited. I was looking at that clock.
No,
4 minutes, 15 seconds.
it's usually me that
It's
does
always
it.
Tom, never, whatever. It's always me. Usually by now I'm talking about uteruses and other things. It's,
What? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
You guys are so great. The chat's on
Because
fire already.
It's
My
Tom.
goodness. God, we are so
All
good.
right, we already got some
I didn't
super
even
stickers.
bring
We
a
got the
story
usual
yet.
super sticker from Crazy Cat Guy for $3. How's it going? It's going pretty good. How you doing, Crazy Cat Guy?
I like that guy.
We also have Matt G with a very phallic unicorn for $149.
Have you heard me do the Doomacorn comic?
Oh, here we go.
It jumped.
I'm the originator of the Doomacorn thing.
Go for it.
It's the Doomacorn. It's Doom.
For those of you who don't know, that's from Invader Zim.
It is. Thank you. I'm so glad you know that.
Yeah.
Nobody else in this community knew that. They just heard me go ding, ding. One time they were all like, "Yeah, that's."
I actually own all the Invader Zim.
Nice.
Well, I wouldn't say DVDs. I bought them digitally.
I have
a long
the
time
voice
ago.
actor. I have the voice actor for Gurr's signature on a tote.
Really?
I do. He was at a Comic-Con in Owensboro, Kentucky, and it was really cool. I got to meet him. I caught him as he was walking away from the booth. I flagged him down, and like a complete crazy person was like, "Please, sign my tits."
At least you were like, sign my tits.
No, that was me.
Yeah, that was Tom. That was
Believe
totally
that.
Tom.
Both of them.
First name here, last name here.
I do have a monkey story for tonight, by the way.
Oh, really? Another monkey story.
Ooh, I love monkey stories.
There was something you mentioned on Tuesday that you were going to want to talk about. Is that it?
No. That was the AI stuff. I think.
Okay.
This is similar-ish, but this is monkey related. So I like to stick with the monkey stories.
Monkey.
Monkeys
Monkeys are hilarious.
You
Yes,
gotta say
monkeys
it
are
like
hilarious.
Dennis Hopper from the Mario movie. Monkey. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That was a great movie. In that it sucked.
I say, don't let too many people hear you say that, but I'm with you.
Toxic Man Flu for $5. I have a house in Branson. Tom has offered me and sister, wife. Well, sister, same
Offended.
person, whatever.
Offended. You're gonna need to get in line, buddy. It's like a whole bunch of people. You're like number 364 on that list. So
I've been holding that one in my pocket for a while for culture, so
No, it's fine. It's good.
he knows.
And we also have another Doomacorn.
do I get to do it again?
Yes, you get to do it again.
Ding, 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 ding.
And we also have a Vigilante Williamson.
We do have a Vigilante Williamson. You can see
Something.
part of the backdrop, unfortunately.
I like your mask. It goes great with your hat.
Thank you. I appreciate that. The band hat of the Cleveland Indians. Vigilante Williamson here on another episode of Thursday Night Throwdown. And I'm happy to be here.
Hey, at least you remembered the stream you're on this time.
I always did. And this is a misnomer. This
Hey,
is
it's
a made-up
Black
fiction.
Superman.
Oh boy, here we go.
It literally, he's wearing a Superman.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm wearing it because of the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the stream most of the time.
I know.
I
dude,
call
I'm just
you-
giving you shit.
Can I call you Blooper Man?
Well, Black Superman is a figment of our imagination because Superman has been dead since the 90s. So
Yeah, you're right. That's about the time Christopher Reeve died.
Wow.
Yeah.
as a property, that's kind of my take on the whole thing. I think this is going to be a glorious disaster. I cannot wait till this comes out.
I think so too.
I mean, I heard that Black Superman isn't a figment of our imagination. His name is Calvin Ellis.
But that's not what we're getting. We're getting
No.
Clark.
Well, that's not what
we're
they
getting
said.
Clark
though.
Kent.
That's not what they said. They said we were getting Kal-El.
That's Kal-El. That's
Well,
Kidding
so
me?
is Calvin Ellis.
Calvin Ellis is it's different.
No, it's definitively different, but and then not that I trust WB to go that route, but
I think Calvin Ellis is Jor-El. I don't quote me on that. I'm not familiar with the character.
It's Kal-El. It's Kal-El.
Is it Kal-El?
It's Kal-El. Yeah.
No one's
Well,
familiar with the character because no one read the books.
No, then that's fair. That's totally fair.
The
but
books
that,
are really boring because every other page is Superman getting stopped on every street corner by a cop and asking if that's really his cape and what is he doing in this neighborhood. But
Listen,
You mean
That's
like
what we're gonna get.
That's like Falcon and Winter Soldier? You mean that's what we're gonna?
yeah, that's what I
that's
thought.
exactly what we're gonna get. But
Black
well, because of the
superhero-
writer. That's because of the writer, though.
Ta-Nehisi.
Yeah.
Ta-Nehisi
Oh,
Ta-Nehisi
God.
Coates.
I
Tomahawk.
love Godzillionaire says Ta-Nehisi. Nope.
Black superheroes are in such a bad shape. I literally had to become one just for them to exist. Otherwise,
Wow.
Dude, you're not wrong.
yeah, it's either it's going to be hand-me-downs. We can't get a new Spawn. They apparently they messed up Static Shock. Now he's a BLM member. That's dope.
Yeah, he
What
is.
if he'll be able to buy
No.
large mansions? I
I
doubt
like
it.
Static Shock.
A lot of
You know,
people
we-
did.
We
Yeah.
almost got a Luke Cage movie years ago, directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Really?
That would have been
Ooh.
nice.
That's called a good idea. I wish they would do stuff like that.
They don't do that anymore. Good ideas are no longer. The Disney
man.
flat out
Bad
told you.
ideas were the new good ideas.
Yeah, Disney told you, dude. We are turning down good scripts left and right.
Or rewriting them in the case of WandaVision because they're too white or too much white men.
No. Well, no, they could not. They couldn't risk, Doctor Strange being portrayed as a mentor.
Yep. Can't be showing people how to use their powers. So might as well let somebody get off for kidnapping and manipulating thousands
Well,
of people.
and not only that,
causing the deaths of others.
She
get off
has
on
to
it,
figure it out all on her own without any help from anybody because that's what the women's journey is all about.
Could she have not
my
kidnapped
God.
those people? That was like very disturbing.
I pointed that out and people were like, it's not a big deal. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? She's a supervillain. She kidnapped all these people they literally wanted to die.
Yeah, really disturbing.
Anyway.
Really disturbing.
No.
I don't think she got off on it. I think she went crazy.
Oh no. Not
Not got off
like
but like no consequence.
not like you
Oh.
with
Not like
Yeah.
flick their beam to
Well,
it. No, Jesus.
isn't that kind of why she dipped out though? Was because she was too afraid to face the consequences? Isn't that literally like basically?
Yeah, but you had everyone like fucking validating her too. They will understand that the pain you went through. It's like, bitch, you fucking kidnap a bunch of people.
It was not good.
That doesn't justify it.
We'll have to agree to disagree. I enjoyed it. I think there will be consequences. I think they're forthcoming. We'll see how that goes.
No, they're
I
wrong.
hope so because they were supposed to be in the show. That was the whole point of
What?
the freaking Doctor Strange showing.
Hey, I'll eat it if I'm wrong, man. I'll totally eat it if I'm wrong. I'm willing.
I want, but Mary, I want you to be right because it's just
I'd like to be right.
No,
I enjoy that.
there will be no consequences. But I was just going to say, let's be fair. Tony Stark, as great as he was like the villain of the series for half of the damn MCU. Like most of the things were his fault. He created Ultron.
Yeah.
He created a lot of technology that went wrong. I know a lot of people hate to hear that, but really go back.
No. I'm with you.
I
I
think there's a difference between saying your mistakes are coming back to haunt you because I mean ultimately Hank Pym is the one who originally created Ultron.
Yeah,
but the idea just because something goes awry doesn't mean you're doing it intentionally. However, what Wanda did was intentional.
I think the full awareness of the consequences of the impact that'll have on people that you're doing it to. I think that was something she wasn't fully aware of, and I think it's. Pretty
I think she was. She was aware of it.
It's pretty explicit that she's not aware of it, though. She's like she had no idea the pain. She was so shocked when she saw that the pain that she caused them, and so I'm not excusing what she did.
I get it.
No question about it. It was fucked up, but I think that there's nuance there to be had, and I think she's aware. Absolutely aware that afterwards that she hurt people and that there needs to be consequences and that's why she flees. And I hope that those consequences are absolutely enacted on her because they deserve it. And so we'll see how that goes down.
Yep.
Whatever happened to the people who escaped after Civil War? What were their consequences?
Do what?
Civil War. At the end of Civil War, there were a lot of people locked up, and then they got freed at the end, and it was.
I think
Ant-Man.
they sidestepped it. Well, look, I happened to be Team Cap, right? And I didn't necessarily believe that there should have been consequences in the first place for the shit that they did. But that being said, because I'm full blown libertarian, but that's whatever. I personally.
I'm right there with you.
I think it got set aside because they stayed out of the fucking way long enough for the big Infinity War shit to hit and it to be like, okay, so we kind of need you. Please come back. And it got sidestepped. And so that's the excuse for why there were no consequences. It's an understandable excuse, even if like you were still kind of sitting there side-eyeing it. Like I totally get that.
Yep. All right, got some super chats to go through real quick. Jaffo, Dick's Division for $4.99. Assless chats. Who's buying the Blumpkin Spice Latte?
I'll do it.
I'll pass on that.
I'll do it. I'll get it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. We're at 14 minutes. I can say fuck now, right?
You can say fuck now.
I don't give a fuck. I'll do it.
No, what Blumpkin is, right?
No idea, but let's go.
You don't want to.
You don't want to know.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up.
Let's go. I got sent skydiving naughty
That ain't
videos
shit compared to what a Blumpkin is.
Dude, shit being the operative
is it
word.
a naked chick skydiving or naked dude?
No, okay,
naked
so
dude.
It was a couple. It was on Saturday night over on World Class Bullshitters. Cecil and Uncle Ethan started sending me these links because I said I was curious. I wanted to see
That
it.
shit's innocent compared to the Lumpkin.
Yeah.
Lumpkin. Let's find. This is gonna be in my history. Okay.
Oh
hold on.
God,
Yeah,
yes.
yes, it will.
Okay.
It forever will dominate your destiny.
Educating Mary.
Oh God!
I don't
y'all.
understand. Okay,
The fucking
why?
hell?
Like, if somebody tells me not to look something up, I'm not looking it up.
Now look
see a
now look up
picture, but I can
space
read.
docking.
I'm not doing that. Nope. I have learned today. I
I,
don't need it. I apologize.
I've been warning you about this shit, Mary. Now
I
you
don't
see
know why I
why.
talk to you.
The first naked skydiving like video that I saw was with the dude's peen like flapping between his legs for like 5 minutes while he's like freaking free falling. I'm like thinking that was dumb.
how stupid does someone have to do to naked skydive?
People do it. I
I'd
don't
do
get it.
I would do it. I would totally
If you
do
got
it.
big tits though, you're knocking your ass out in the wind.
Nah, man, you just tape those suckers down, you're fine.
Then what fun is that?
Well, I mean, you don't want them hitting you in the face.
Yeah, but then it's not really naked skydiving, is it?
Yeah, you'll be wearing tape.
You'd be
it's-
wearing tape. Is that the argument
That's
you're going
right.
with right now?
That's exactly the
Or it
argument.
could be clear
Hey, it's the
tape.
argument. Jen
Okay,
Jackson
by
had,
that exact same argument, you could never naked skydive because you would always have to wear a parachute.
which is why no one should
Because
naked
the parachute
skydive at
isn't
all.
usually covering up the naughty bits. Because like that's the thing, you can walk outside as long as you got something covering your naughty bits. You're technically not naked.
I love Danny's
Right.
comment. Naked skydiving, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Sounds like a hazard to me, but
Look! The first person that I ever saw do it was Mila Jovovich in Fifth Element. She was like wearing tape, like most of that freaking
wasn't naked.
that's still clothes. There's still shit covering up her naughty bits. Did you not just hear my definition?
Okay,
When you're free falling from
So
that,
if you
that,
were-
that far, I don't want friction and air resistance on anything. You know what I mean? I want as much clothes and protection as I possibly can.
Imagine if you fall into trees and
Oh my
shit.
god. Okay, so
Exactly.
okay, the wake down says, I think 2 people died not too long ago when they were banging while skydiving and lost track of time.
Zero
Wow.
remorse for that.
No, but
Something
you're
like
gonna go,
that.
though.
Congratulations on your dog.
Right?
I don't know if they
If
both
you're-
died, but
No, man, that's not fair. You can't call that a Darwin Award. That's if you're gonna go, right? Like that's death by snoo. That's great.
That's
Like-
no, it's suicide. You jumped out of a fucking plane. You can fuck on the ground like everyone else has for the past 7,000 years.
Well, you
I
know
look
what
at it
they
this
could've
way:
done?
no matter
It's
whether
like
you do it on the ground or in the air,
one of
you're
those
still
like
fucked.
skydive simulator places, and they could have done it that way a lot safer.
Well, some people get
Exactly.
off on like the whole choking thing, right? And they can only get
Well-
off it if it's real, right? So, like maybe that's just like the fetish aspect of it. Is they need that air, that breeze up in the kilt, little.
Enjoy the
flowy
Darwin
flowy.
Award.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
exactly. Please don't breathe.
look, I
I'm
think
glad they weren't able to procreate. Other
I'm not a
people.
kink
proud
shamer,
to be a
man.
part of this
I don't kink
conversation.
shame.
I think on the trip between the planet Earth and Mars, there are plenty of opportunities to bang with the sensation of free falling.
Mm.
So I'm just saying.
There's no box on Earth worth
Not a-
dying over. None.
Dig that.
Really?
No,
I'm gonna go
dying.
with Vigilante on this one.
Halle
Nah.
Berry.
Yeah.
No,
I
death.
feel like you haven't
Fuck
had enough
that.
boxes.
There's no girl worth it. Oh, geez. But no, there's not worth it. I'm sorry for valuing my life more than some random box. Excuse me
That-
for wanting to live. We're not just
Random.
worshiping
No, though.
pussy.
I was
You're gonna go, though.
writing specific box addresses, actually, there. I was the postman. And
There's no woman on earth that I would die over. None.
Aw, that's kind of sad.
What?
I mean, like, you don't
Self-preservation
want
is
that-
bad?
You don't want that. You don't want that one person that you would die for.
No.
Really?
Not in that situation.
No, not for that.
I'm not
Anybody
Vigilante
that
on this
cares
one.
enough
What?
about me is not going to want to fuck midair.
Oh no. Okay. Look, I don't mean it like that. What I meant was like, like a Romeo and Juliet. Like if I can't live with
If she's
you, I
willing to
won't
sign a
live without
prenup,
you.
sure.
Wow.
It's 2020. 2021.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not
Look,
mad
you
at
gotta
you.
understand. Like, look at it this way. Like, death is just like money, almost. Like, ain't no pussy worth that much. Like, I'm sorry,
Bill Gates
Love
and Jeff
might be.
Bezos.
pussy
Fuck that.
ain't.
All right. I
In an
appreciate
emergency
the
situation, I
distinction.
take a bullet for my lover. Absolutely. I
Love
would take
is
a hit.
one
I
thing.
would push
Pussy
him
is a
out-
completely
push him out the
different
way
thing.
of a car. Like, yeah, that's one thing. But naked skydiving, nah.
Just
ain't
like
no-
Eddie
I'm gonna
Murphy talked about back in the day. Ain't
I'm
no
still
pussy
trying to
worth
figure out how the hell
$150
we got
million.
naked skydiving
No.
to
I want to
begin
meet
with.
the pussy that's worth $150 million. I'll tell you what, that pussy better have a cape on it.
Yes. Yes. Is that Eddie Murphy or who is that?
Yes, that was
Somebody-
Eddie
I
Murphy.
appreciate
Eddie
the
Murphy, yeah.
distinction, the
Half.
distinction Tom made between
I want
love
half
and
your
sex
shit.
right there.
Half.
I
I'm
want
not
half
saying-
Eddie.
I'm not saying you should
I'm
die.
American girl now.
I'm not saying you should die while skydiving, making love to your significant other, or the guy you met on the corner 3 hours ago. Like I'm not saying you should. Like I'm just saying that if you had to go, I would like to think that that's the maybe not specifically skydiving, but that's kind of how you want to go, right? Like if you want to go with a rock hard.
I
I
want to
hear all
go.
these ladies out here like, get half, get yours. Look, I think Johnny was in about 150 million when she got in. It's not like she did her part. Like, look, honey, I did a little working on the weekend. Here's my part. Here's $40. Put that with the other 150 million.
That raw bit is that raw delirious, whichever
Yes,
one is
bro.
so great.
You only have
They're
one
both
job
good.
if your man got $150 million. You fuck your husband. That's it. You fuck your husband. You're filling out an application. What's your job? I fuck my husband. That's it.
All right, let me get some super chats and we'll get
All right.
started here.
I love
Okay, Pee Wee Pierre for $5. Tom makes for a hot woman. He is almost as hot as Mary. Just gonna say Godzilla versus Kong should get movie of the year and
Great movie.
keep the Snyderverse.
It was a good movie. It was fun.
Speaking of
Did
Snyderverse,
he
you guys
say
see
keep
what
the Snyderverse? Did he say keep the
Keep the
Snyderverse?
Snyderverse.
Keep
Yeah.
the
There's no
Snyderverse.
There's no Snyderverse yet.
did you guys see what Zack Snyder said recently?
No.
Yes,
No.
I did.
Oh, I
No,
covered
what'd
it
he say
on
now?
the Vigilante Williamson show. Oh man, I wish I had the exact quote. He
I've
was
got it.
basically, oh, cool.
I've got it. It's up to. I'm not going to do that to comics though. That's up to him whether or not he wants to cover that. But I
No,
do
I
have.
cover
I
it.
do
I'm
know
just
what you're talking
curious
about.
what the quote was.
Oh, we can cover it. It's not a big deal. Let me get through this real quick. We'll hit that one first. Geeky Pixel for $2. Restore the Snoreverse. Snoresverse.
That was a
Hail
Freudian
everyone.
slip. That was a Freudian slip. She got that from me while I was over on Andy Signor's channel, and I said #restore the Snyderverse, and I was
Restore the-
trying to say restore, but it slipped out restore, and I was
I think
it wasn't on
I
purpose.
think that's accurate.
That's
It was,
funny.
so, it was an accident,
Fuck
but
Zack
a
Snyder.
lot of people like it apparently.
Toxic Man Flu for $2. Culture Hair is reaching cult leader status.
I didn't
Hey.
finish that. It was toxic crop flu of the Dix division.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. Toxic crop
Yes.
flu. But yeah, we all know it's Toxic Man Flu.
And well, he's also the general of the Dix division, I thought.
Yeah, he's
He
definitely
is
one
a
of
leader.
one of the generals of the Dix division.
Yes.
Jaffo, Dix Division 499. I love Vigilante Wilson.
I-
He's basically your YouTube
Biz Marquee. Well, I appreciate the knowledge that I need to lose weight. I needed more evidence I need to lose weight. Thank you, Jaffo. I appreciate that.
Anyone's
say
business
he's
with her.
just the friend. I think Vigilante could sing better than Biz Marquee, though. I bet.
I actually cannot. I have auto tune, but I don't know how to work auto tune.
Oh, baby, you.
Wow.
So I don't. So no.
Go keep
So
going.
thank
pal.
you. I need more.
Got
I need more
what I
help losing weight. So
need.
thank you, Jaffo. I appreciate it.
But you say she's just a friend. What? I'm not nice.
Tom, no.
Okay. Platonic
Beast
Guardian
Man.
for $2. Did you guys hear about what happened to Tug? Yeah, actually, we were talking about before we went live.
Oh, what happened to Tug?
Man, He-Man,
He got like a copyright strike.
Merman.
Really?
Apparently, because he was criticizing Amber Turd, and
He got
rumor
shat
has
on.
it she's been going around flagging people that have been talking shit about her. I don't
Yeah.
want to say talking shit, but basically reporting what she's been doing.
Yeah.
What's with all these stupid man names? He-Man, that's the same thing twice. Why not just call yourself Guy?
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, but
sure.
that's really shitty, Amber Turd. Really shitty.
Beast Man is the only one that works.
Toxic Core Flu of Dick's Division for $5. I wanted is I want it now. I'll take credit for the Wang jokes, but I'm not responsible for skydiving boots knocking discussion.
I don't remember even where that started anymore.
I don't know either.
It was
free of that responsibility.
Yep. Turbis asks for $2. 20 minutes in, and the stream is already taking a dive.
That's right. A skydive
Didn't take
like
long.
what you did there.
No,
Yeah,
it
you
sure
did
did not take long to get
You know,
there.
speaking of
That's what the
copyright
copyright
strikes.
is. I don't even know specifically. I did ask Tugs what happened, and all he said is got a strike, had a private stream taken down, had another hit in the same time frame.
So is it can he stream? Has it affected his functionality of his channel?
I'm assuming it would be a community guideline strike, which means he probably can't stream.
You
For
can't
a week.
stream
For a
or
week, I
upload
think
for a
it is.
week.
Yeah,
That's so
Yeah, they
shitty.
fucking changed that shit to where I get the no
it
streaming
is
for a
so
week.
ambiguous. It's
Fucking
bullshit.
upload videos. That's bullshit.
Alternative platforms, guys. Go to Odyssey. Go to Minds. Just get it. I've already done it. You know, I've
Yeah,
already
I'm
got
on
stuff
both.
up there.
Odyssey is streaming for bigger channels. I don't think they've rolled it out for everyone yet, though.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Definitely going to start holding some streams over there. We got to get away from YouTube. It's too ambiguous. You don't know whatever is going to come.
You know,
Speaking
Yeah.
of
alternatives
nuts,
aren't always
fuck
right.
AEW. They copyright struck me for criticizing their shitty product. Fuck them.
Man, I'm seriously considering going over to Live It, where Jesse hangs out, Jesse Milestone.
Mhm.
Like they've got a really cool system over there. But honestly, I'm having a lot of fun over on Twitch. I'm having a lot.
That's
of fun on
cool.
Twitch.
What's Livid? I never heard of that one.
I never heard of it either.
It's just a streaming platform. It's got a few bugs to work out, but it's a lot of fun over there.
That
Sounds like it would make me livid.
All right, we have another super sticker for $149, which is another Doomicorn. Of course, they get renamed Doomicorns while Mary's here, but you know.
I love the Doomicorns.
It's all right if a Doomicorn farts. It smells like cotton candy.
It does that, or apple, like green apple candy.
Depends on which kind of Doomicorn.
It depends on whether or not it's a male or a female. If it's
Yes.
gender neutral, if it's like a gender neutral one, it's literally just bubble gum.
But y'all saw the Squatty Potty commercial. They
Yes.
all poop ice cream.
Yes, they do. All right, Toxicore Flu
you
of
just
Dick's
go on
Division
there,
for
yeah.
$2. Stephen always Stephen always pops my shoe.
What the hell's that about, TM?
I feel like you should see a doctor.
What?
My response is what?
Mine too.
Feels like one of those like super satisfying videos that Anna would like.
I love Skeletor. Skeletor's so fucking awesome.
I'm
surrounded by bubbling boobs.
I wish we would stop. I thought we were done talking about Blumpkins. What the hell's going on?
I totally
I
dropped the
didn't do it.
Blumpkin thing. I apologize. I
All right. Oh, let's talk about before we get into the Black Superman thing. Let's go talk about the other thing you sent me, Mary, which is I guess
Oh,
the
I know.
Snyder stuff.
If we're gonna get a Black Superman, I want a full on like 70s exploitation Black Superman.
chocolate.
That would actually be cool.
Like
That would be
fucking
cool.
pimp hat, fucking sequence cape,
Wouldn't be
fucking
Clark Kent.
cane,
Wouldn't be Clark Kent. That
Nope.
pissed me off.
and the boots would be cowboy boots with rhinestones.
Tyrone Kent. I want to see it.
Tyrone.
Yeah,
Better call Tyrone.
Tyrone Kent. I want to see it.
Dude, that would be fantastic.
Have Quentin Tarantino
Legit
direct
would be
that
cool
one.
as hell.
No shit. Don't fuck with his bitches either.
Yeah,
All
He's
right.
got an army of ninja womans.
you got Lois and Lana at the same time.
That's
Awesome.
hilarious.
Wow.
Steven, you want to pull up the article?
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Where did you put it?
I dropped in the private chat.
That's a bad mother.
Oh yeah, the Snyder cut. See,
Yeah.
it was really the main quote that I wanted to. Oh, it pisses me off so bad.
Yeah. Let me hear this. I don't know. I don't think I heard this. So
So, well, I guess instead of getting the article up, it said, "Oh, you got it up. Cool.
Yeah, this is me, right? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Why can't I move? Skip the ad, you piece of shit. Sorry.
All righty.
It's actually not far down here.
Yeah, it's in the second. It's in the second paragraph.
Yeah.
Or third
Uh,
paragraph.
There
Oh no,
we
second.
go.
Your
Let me
second.
highlight the hell out of that.
There we go.
Boom.
He says, "Here's the reality. That fandom raised $750,000 for self-deletion prevention. I don't want to get comments any more trouble than we have. and mental health awareness. They save lives. That's a fact. But on the other hand, this is the thing. It was fun to provoke. Was it fun to provoke them for a clickable thing? Yes, and they were an easy target, but they continue to raise money. There are not a lot of fan communities whose primary objective, other than seeing the work of a guy they like, realize their other main thing to bring awareness to mental health and prevention. For me, it's kind of hard to be mad at them. Does
that not sound like some of the most freaking like Stockholm syndrome shit you've ever heard?
Wait, let me reread this. Here's the reality: the fandom raised 750K for suicide. Sorry, they saved lives. That's a fact. But on the other hand, was it fun to provoke them?
He's talking about the shit that he did over there on Uche's stream.
What the? Are you fucking serious?
Wow.
Serious. Yeah, that's what this is.
What an
and they were an easy target.
They were an easy target, and they continue to raise money like good little.
Wow.
He basically
Does this motherfucker realize how many people wanted to pull? Does this fucker realize how many people wanted to pull their donations for charity over this?
This made me want
I'm talking about. This is that Stockholm syndrome bullshit. This man thinks that he can pat you on one head 1 second and slap you in the face with that same hand the next. This guy honestly does not give a flying fuck about the people who did everything to support his cause. These are the people who are the catalysts for him getting his release, right? And as much as I'm not a Snyder Cut fan, I'm a friend to a lot of the people who loved this shit, right? And I care about these people, and they loved this stuff. They wanted to see it out there, and for you to slap them in the face like that.
All I have to say is, Zach, buddy.
Shut your anorexic, malnutrition, tapeworm having, overdose, Dick Gregory, Bahamian diet drinking ass up.
You forgot leg warmer wearing.
You can see his ass wearing leg warmers too.
Also, Zach, I have a question for you.
You're always this stupid, or did you take lessons?
I took lessons.
Yeah.
Oh man, awesome! Long Kiss Goodnight. It's a great movie.
That's a great movie.
Such a fucking great movie.
Too bad she went nuts.
Oh yeah, Oh man, we covered that.
She is the reason we have the Bechdel test.
No, we have a new version of the Bechdel test. It's the Gina Davis Intelligent Quotient, the GDIQ. She's a genius, don't you know? I'm not bullshitting. She has a whole foundation.
GD gave me VD.
Gina Davis is doing some weird shit over there.
She
fucked the fly.
I can't fucking believe it, dude. Dude. I mean, okay,
he's a pure piece of shit.
Nobody is going to lift a finger in the future to help him. His fans are going to be like, "Fuck off, dude."
I don't know those Snyder bros. Yeah, they're almost like, to use a Snyder reference. They're like Darkseid's minions. Like if you remember the Superman animated series episode, and Darkseid loses, and he's like, "You're free." Superman says, "You're free," and they just pick up Darkseid and go back to normal. Like, all right, they had the chance to be free, and they love him so much. They're still riding with him.
I'm not really sure I understand why. Wasn't that what the point was? Like for the Snyder Cut? Like you got I love Darkseid, right? Like and it's kind of weird that everybody keeps pushing like, oh, Darkseid, like we got Darkseid. You were gonna get Darkseid anyway, right? Like that it's Disney that was gonna happen in one way or another. Like but what I don't understand, and maybe someone can help me. Like I'm trying to be super sincere here. I will admit I'm like 3 wine coolers and a couple shots in, but I'm trying really hard to meet here. I'm not antagonistic towards you. I'm fully on board with like fans having whatever the fuck makes them happy. Like I don't care. You can go like fuck a furry for all I care as long as they're happy. But like I'm just saying, like I'm not trying to be antagonistic. I'm just saying, like, didn't I let you go? Like I thought you were gonna be happy we were done, and like, are we not done? Why are we done?
Well, that's not what this was ever really about. It was about getting the Snyder Cut and also getting the Snyderverse reinstated.
That's not what we were told up front. We were lied to. Some conditions and some terms and conditions may apply. It's like really should have been.
Well, that's how that's how Warner Brothers feels right now, actually, because they're like, no, we gave you what you wanted. Why can't you shut the fuck up? Like that's really how they feel. Like they are totally like sick and tired of like for a year. That's what we kept getting told by people was if somebody calls you about the Snyder Cut, you just tell them thank you, but goodbye, and just ignore them. basically, and they don't even go past that point. Like there was a time where the phone calls were not even getting past like, you know, customer service or wherever they were coming in at, because they just like, yeah, just forget it. It wasn't until Subway and the plane and all that kind of stuff where people finally started taking note. And then, you know, AT&T come in and they're like, well, we need something to fill in this gap.
Right.
Because they didn't have anything to sell HBO Max with when all those fucking Game of Thrones spinoffs didn't work out the way they were hoping.
But that's just it, Tom. That's just it. Is that one of the reasons I don't buy what it was, the excuse that Zack Snyder handed, and I buy it even less now after this garbage that he's put out here, was that he had to make this disclaimer in order for him to get the release of the Snyder Cut on HBO Max. First of all, that's complete garbage. You're telling me that HBO Max, who's set so much around the selling, the promotion of their streaming service around this thing that you promoted so hard, they're gonna cut that. They're gonna nip all of that work, all that time, all that money, all that shit in the bud because you went on a stream on YouTube and didn't say, we disavow hate, guys. We disavow hate. That's ignorant. Like you're gonna tell me that's what?
No, he knew just as well as everybody else that this was not going anywhere unless 10 million or billion people watched the Snyder Cut, which didn't happen.
Honestly, I don't think there was anything to get the Snyderverse reinstated. I don't think it was ever going to happen.
It would have happened in a world where they had enough people sign up and enough people watch it. It would have happened.
Hey guys, when did Culture Casino get turned into a cat?
He's always been a cat. Time. Have you not? This is me actually. This is
my question. Is what the fuck?
I don't see any difference.
I knew they was going to do this.
I'm owning it. I'm just going to own it. I'm going to hop around like a little bunny. Okay, I'm going to get a bunny tail and he's going to have a fox tail and we're going to make little fox rabbit babies. It's going to be great.
Why is she a cat?
Ecstasy's a hell of a drug.
What?
Exactly.
You need context for that, and it's not. I'm not going to give it right now. I'm
I'm aware of the context. I've heard it.
I'm cool without context. We can just try.
No, I'm good without it.
We're
going to call him Furry Casino.
I would really rather forget that happen.
Furry Casino.
Oh my
god! it's troll.
Or as Mutant Banhammer says, catcher.
But you have to feel
Casino.
bad. You have to feel really bad for the Snyder fans who have invested so much time, money, energy. They've like Snyder Cut was trending the other day. Okay, these people tweeted 20 times in 3 hours. I know. I looked through the shit. I was like, wow. Okay, so no wonder this is trending, right? Like I looked through. These people designate a shit ton of their time, money, energy, love, passion, resources into this stuff. And while you're doing that, while you are so devoted to this, he is straight up Stockholm syndroming you and going behind your back and saying, it's hard to be mad because you're a useful idiot, but also it's really fun to make fun of you.
Yeah. Well, like I said, fuck that guy. I didn't support him. I didn't support the Snyder Cut.
Well, and I guess I'm the one who has to remind everybody, like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news to anybody who was a Snyder Cut fan, but we kept telling them, it's like, look, we support your movement, but there was a reason why this shit was changed to begin with.
Yeah, there was.
And the chances are is that the Snyder movement didn't really gain anybody new.
No,
I mean, I don't think it did. I didn't like BVS.
Yeah.
I didn't bother seeing Justice League. So,
and the numbers show that a lot of normies, if they did even check it out, they didn't watch the whole thing.
Well, normies can be convinced to do a lot of things, like naked skydiving. But the thing is, at the end of the day, whether or not this is a maintainable source, like it's the difference between getting a super chat and getting a Patreon subscriber, right? Like it's someone who shows up for a second and watches this thing, and maybe they pirated it and maybe they didn't, right? But you're getting like a month's worth of subscription so they can see this, and then they're like it charges them the next month, and they're like, fuck, I meant to cancel that, right? Like these aren't real supporters of your stuff. These people are really loud and really rambunctious and really mean in some cases. But that doesn't mean that this is the route to take. And I'm happy for those who supported it and got their dream. It's a weird thing to dream of, but it's your dream realized, right? You got that realized. But this guy doesn't like you. He doesn't care about you. He thinks you're a really useful idiot. Yep. And it's hard for him to be mad at you, but that doesn't mean that he cares for you or that he respects you.
Before I forget, Terminus S asked me to read this to you, Mary. Terminus S for $2. 20 minutes in, and the stream already taken a dive.
We already said that one.
Yeah, he sent it again. He wanted Mary to be there specifically for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
she-
love me some Terminus. Terminus is the pun king. He's amazing, and I love him to death.
Yes.
Thank
Shout
you,
out to
Terminus.
Terminus S. He's the
Also,
person who
real-
subbed to me
sorry.
like 3 times. No, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I just said Terminus S has subbed to me like 3 or 4 times. So thank you.
Yeah,
Being
Terminus
self-consistent.
is great. All right, McAdee90 for $5. I can't speak. $5. Hail everyone on the panel. Can I get a birthday shout out for tomorrow? Yes, absolutely.
Happy birthday,
Birthday
Marky.
tomorrow.
Can I do
Huh?
it?
Go for it.
Can I give him like a super sultry?
It's already
birthday
tomorrow,
shout-out?
right now. So happy
Do it.
birthday.
It's 12. So it's 12:14 here on the East Coast. So happy birthday, Makini. There you go. That's all I got.
There you go, buddy.
I'm here for the
really
birthday.
what I could get for you.
I'm gonna sing him happy birthday.
Don't do it. Don't you do it, Tom.
I'm gonna sing happy
No.
birthday.
No, I don't
Sing it.
Let me sing happy birthday. Happy birthday,
Fuck.
Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
I hope that's what you wanted.
What? What the fuck?
Anyway.
Oh yeah, it's fucked up.
Yep. Godzillionaire for $2. Skeletor says, what?
What? What?
Can I be Skeletor if I say what?
What?
I love that half of
What?
the little beat. Yeah, that's
Can you do the laugh though? That's not even fucking close.
I don't know.
Zan187 for 99 what is that? Yeah, pounds.
You're
98 90, or
Wait.
sorry, 99
99
pence
pence.
actually.
Yeah.
With a poop sticker. Poop emoji.
The
A
pooper.
pooper sticker.
He called you shit.
And Skeletor has
I
two different
think-
laughs.
I think that's a picture of Zack Snyder, not a poop sticker or whatever.
Mhm.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Comic Chat for $3.99. I think comics caught the Phantom Zone fever because of all the things I've added in recently. Yeah,
But
for sure, man.
I got to mansplain to Mary just for a moment. The Skeletor has two different laughs. There's his maniacal,
God.
I'm getting away with trouble laugh. Then there's the I'll get you next time, He-Man. See,
I don't-
that really well.
I'm gonna be super honest. I'm gonna be super
Oh.
honest, Tom. I really don't fucking care.
Well, you should have been with
Oh.
Skeletor, goddammit.
I don't.
Jesus, I got dug down. These shots getting fired.
It doesn't
Can't be
mean I don't care
half-assing
for
this
you.
shit.
Hey, Vigilante, incoming fire has the right of way.
Yeah, it always does.
See, hold up. Can we just point out that McKinney
Hold
said
it.
his heart melted, and that means I did a job well done.
Oh,
he
that's
was talking about
fantastic.
Bat
No,
Tom.
that was the Bat Tom.
I did good. No, before that, he said Mary and Maiden.
Uh,
Heart just melted.
It's-
It's there. It is, isn't it? Comics. You can see it. Can't you? Scroll up like literally one scroll, and it's right there.
It literally says, Mary
He's
Mayhem, my
crying
heart
'cause
just
I have the
melted.
voice
Thank
of
you,
a horny
Mary.
angel.
See?
With the
It's
heart.
true.
I just did my best. I'll get you gadget voice, and nobody cared.
I'm sorry, I care.
Because that
That's
was
America
totally
in
off
2021.
franchise, motherfucker.
It was off franchise. All right. Let's see. Can somebody help me with the dash D?
Dash date,
Dash Ds?
DC?
Okay.
Dash D's.
Dash Ds. Okay. For 10 Canadian dollars. Snyder sounds like my abuser as a kid. They did what they did and said I needed help. Yeah, that's typically how that works. And it was my fault. This is the exact same. It's black-hearted, soul-crushing evil. Yeah, it's pretty shitty. Absolutely,
It's
man.
very shitty. And I'm sorry to hear about that, Dash D.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
called
terrible.
Hollywood. It's
Absolutely.
called Hollywood, and I call the Canadian money lumber bucks.
That's a good one.
Well, but
Or maple dollars.
people who are familiar with abusive relationships will recognize this kind of behavior because it will sort of hit home with you. You'll look at it and you'll go, God, that's really fucking familiar. And your immediate reaction is revulsion and disgust. And like for me, I want to literally go take a hatchet and burn down all the things that he owns. Like
Man,
Comics Division does not approve my stance, by the way. I'm just putting him off the hook right now.
there's a
We here at the Comics Division YouTube channel do not condone random acts of violence, burning down buildings, or shitting on people's doorsteps.
Or setting your clothes on fire on the lawn.
We don't condone these things, but we will laugh at them.
Yeah, we definitely will. Sandman says, "Run, runner for 2 maple syrup dollars. 750K raise, but how many donations did he kill?" Good question.
Yeah, and
I would
honestly,
say quite a bit because the donations started dropping off.
If it wasn't for, you know what, and there's a lot of criticism to probably be had about Jeremy, but like if it wasn't for him trying to go forward, I don't think they would have raised that much because most of that came after that. So, you know, people still gave money even after he was disrespectful because they cared about the charity, and a lot of people tried to gloss it over and they said, "Oh, maybe we'll get an apology." And people kind of accepted
he had to mitigate a very difficult situation right there. I mean, you had all this energy and intention going toward raising this money, a lot of excitement for it. But you know, not only from the Snyder Cut people, but also those that were supporting that fan base, getting something that they wanted, and they were shit on. And it was very difficult. I mean, imagine the maturity and the emotional control it would take to remain calm in that situation, move forward, and try and keep promoting the charity, which was the focus of it.
No question about it there. Like, I think you can do nothing but condone them in that moment. Like, to feel that slapped in the face and to still hitch up your bootstraps and keep trudging forward, nothing but respect, like mad respect in that moment. That had to hurt. And to just keep going. That's like an athlete, right? When you watch an athlete get just fucking wrecked on the track, right? You watch them roll their ankle and they're still fucking running because this is a thing that they believe in. It's not that I believe any less that they're being abused, because I do believe that they're being abused by Zack Snyder. I think this is pretty great evidence.
At this point, you're right, Mary. You can't say anything different.
But I also think that it takes a great deal of inner strength in terms of like in the face, like in the public eye, right? You have to respect what it takes in that moment to kind of hitch up your bootstraps, and the show must go on, right? Anybody who's uncomfortable on a show understands what it means, what it takes to just fucking, let's go. This is fine. I got this, and do it anyway. And there's nothing but mad for respect for a person in that position. No doubt.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to go back through that whole thing because there's a lot of mixed feelings I have. Because as much as like I said, they wouldn't have gotten even that amount if they didn't. But I also didn't like a lot of reaction towards some of the fans who actually. There's a lot to uncover. I think a lot of people have apologized. I don't think we need to go back 2 months, but it just sucks for Zach to be such a.
Sadly, the one person who should have apologized.
Nope, we lost Tom.
Oh no!
The CIA got him. Damn it!
No. I that kind of sounded like a proper knife takedown. So I hope he's okay.
I knew it was going to happen eventually. Oh,
yeah, brother.
Just tell me now. Blink twice if Mickey's in the room.
I said the one person who needed to apologize would have been him, and he still hasn't and never will.
He won't. No, because he meant it. He did it on purpose.
I know. I mean, this quote definitely shows that.
Oh, it's fucking for sure now.
I'll never watch any of his movies, which isn't that hard because I didn't like most of them.
Right?
That's not. I'm losing nothing.
Well, what about the Snyder Cut fans, guys? The ones that have been fighting for this for years. These are a lot of our friends are involved in that, and now they have to deal with this. I don't think coming down on them is the answer. Not that I think we have been, but
no, we're coming down on Snyder, not the Snyder fan.
Absolutely.
So there's very much a difference to be made there. Like we're not talking about Snyder fans, and I think that look, I acknowledge that there are some asshole Snyder fans out there. I get it.
Every fandom's got one.
Right, absolutely. But there are some asshole Snyder fans out there. But as a general rule, right, like you can look at this and you can feel nothing but just absolute sympathy for the people who supported his causes And for example, Abu Nas. I love Abu Nas, and he is a huge Snyder fan. You know, the wonderful thing about Abu and I is that we disagree wholeheartedly on the Snyder Cut, but we've always respected one another as human beings.
Absolutely.
And so we've come together on. I celebrated it when he got his Snyder Cut. I don't like the Snyder Cut, but I'm happy for him as a human being, right? Like, we don't have to agree. We just have to respect one another's right to an opinion.
Absolutely. That's the very important thing. It's specifically with any community of geeks, right? It's like, we're going to disagree on stuff. That's fine. You know,
they have heated debates.
Yeah, we'll have heated debates. We'll talk about the things we liked and don't like, and that's cool. I mean, we're at the end of the day, you know, I respect people who have a different opinion in mind, you know, as long as they're able, I won't say able to back it up, as long as they're not making just like an absurd argument, right? I like this because I like it. That makes sense. I get it, because, you know, sometimes you can't always put it into words, but it's like the people who go and try and defend The Last Jedi with this like really out there fucking stuff. It's like, no, man,
you don't get it, man. You're just not deep enough, man.
Yeah, you don't get it. You're just not deep enough. Yeah, it's like, fuck off, dude. Whatever.
There's a lot of people.
I know that
would give you the same kind of argument too.
Yeah, Chris
Really
Knight likes The Last Jedi. I'm like,
he does actually. Yeah. Hold on, can I take a little bit of credit for that? Hi guys, if you know who Chris Knight is and you've subscribed to his channel, and you should. I introduced him to this community. You know how I did that? By a debate. We had a debate on my channel. It was the first introduction he had. And I was like, okay, so we don't agree, but it was this wonderfully respectful interaction that we had, where we realized we didn't agree on this one thing, but there were so many other things we could come to agree on, and so many other things that we could touch base on. And so that's what you do as fans of franchises. You realize the common ground that you have, and you look at the things that you don't have common ground on, you go, but that's okay, because I still think that this person is worthy, right?
That's absolutely it. I mean, 2 years ago,
and it does help. Oh, go ahead, Steven.
No, 2 years ago when we first started, when I came to help to like build our little indie sphere, our little community, that's something that Mary, I, and others always had a very strong stance on. Everyone has the right to their opinion, because we were getting told constantly that we weren't allowed to like things.
Exactly.
And we were told what we were because we weren't allowed to like things. I am so happy to see that culture has thrived within our indie sphere, man. I want to hail to Mary for keeping that up.
Yeah. All right. Let me get through some super chats. Let's talk about the Billy Crystal thing next, because that seems to be
then give me a moment.
I didn't hear about that. I'm sorry. I didn't hear about it.
I didn't hear about it either. Tom just found it.
Came out here. Yeah, it's trending right now.
And you're proving my point about Superman not mattering because we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Superman
Toxic ball gag of Dick's Division for $2. I take responsibility for running out of lube.
Wow.
Your Muslim uncle for $1.99. How's it going, sir? Mary, is that a reference to Barbarian B-Day song?
Hold on, he's talking about my name. Mary, kill the women, save the sheep, mayhem. That's exactly, however it be, that Vikings talk
birthday song.
Minty, is it pirates? I feel like why do I want to do a pirate?
No,
it was
a Viking birthday
like a pirate day.
No,
matey or minty? I'm thinking like, what's she doing? A toothpaste commercial?
No, I'm just here for the sheep. Okay, that's all I care about.
Okay,
it's totally a reference, man. I'm glad you caught it.
Toxic Man Flu for $5. I went and donated after Snyder Zakoff left. It was a good cause. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, they can't take it away from us. Well, it was a good cause,
but
and the guy's a dick.
And they did destroy the earning potential of the stream.
Yes.
I mean, tens of thousands of dollars, because I've been on those streams, and they always drop their bullshit went right in the middle of those types of efforts. So to say that he cares about certain things is just crap, and he shat all over his own daughter's memory, in my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion. I felt personally aggrieved, and that's hard to do.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I don't understand is if you were worried when you engaged with these people about their toxicity and the tarnishment that they add to any particular place that they go or anything that they touch, then why did you ever associate with them to begin with? If you were
guys,
worried about that. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Vamp for me. Something's going on with my dogs real quick. So
okay. You got this.
Gotcha, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, comics division's dogs, chill the fuck out. What the fuck?
But if you were worried about this from get-go, if you were worried about engaging with people that might tarnish the memory, and look, I totally understand. I've had a family member die. My uncle actually killed himself, and it was awful. It was a really difficult time for our family because it raised a lot of questions, and it made people ask what they could have done, what they should have done, what they didn't do, blah blah blah, right? And so it's a very difficult process when someone in your family takes that specific kind of action, and when you're trying to raise awareness for people who have decided to terminate their own life. Again, we're trying to be careful with here with comics, particular stream. When you're doing that and you're asking yourself if you engage with this person or these people as an example, as exemplified by him going on this stream, why would you go there to begin with if you at any point feel that you could label them as toxic? If at any point you feel that they are an easy target for these things that you abhor, that you stand against, why would you go there in the first place? I'll tell you why he went there. He went there because it was easy money, because these people are fanatical about the work that you present, because they care about what, and look, whether or not you like the Snyder Cut yourself, you can't deny the absolute just over-the-top support that Snyder fans give to his work. They're completely there for him 100%. And I don't understand what kind of hypocrisy has to live within a person to say, on one hand, they're toxic, and on the other hand, yeah, but it's hard to be mad at them because they did what I wanted.
He's a sociopath. He's a megalomaniacal sociopath. That's the answer. That's the answer to the question. That's why he gave that statement. He doesn't respect us, and we're useful idiots. And it was fun to use us for a clickable moment. And somebody said something in the chat, and I mean, it's a fucked up thing to think, but you can't help but to wonder what's the best way to put it without being brutal.
Be brutal.
No, it's such a sensitive subject. Let's just say I can understand how somebody who was raised by this sociopath might feel
easy,
very fucked up, and that's why I'm trying to be easy. But man, you know what? If for me to be easy, if that charity matters to you with what happened, you got to not do that. I shouldn't care about the charity and what it means more than you do.
I'm going to be honest with you. If I'd had a charity fundraiser in honor of my uncle, and the people who were holding a fundraiser were people that I abhorred and felt were toxic and terrible, I wouldn't show up for that. I wouldn't show up. I wouldn't show up in any circumstances. I would go. I would find other venues. I would because this isn't about what's easy. This is about what you stand for, where your integrity lies, what it is that you hold to be important and true and honest and sincere and worthy of you and the one you love that is gone. So how do you stand there and in support of people that you find abhorrent? That's what he's saying here.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand,
it's terrible because you're using people you don't like, and that's pretty shitty. But this is, I guess, it's justifiable because you think these people are beneath you, so it's okay to use people. That's shitty. That's absolutely shitty.
What kind of honor does that give to the person you cared for? Because I'm telling you right now, as someone who has lost someone in that way, I would never even consider it. And I'm not saying that he's right. I'm saying that if that's what he believed, he should never have shown up there.
No, he shouldn't have.
Agree.
That's ridiculous.
That's why I'm saying no.
All right, guys, let's get through this because we want to move on. We have some other topics we want to talk about. So Grey Ghost for $5 says, Joel Kinnaman as Spawn, just throwing stuff randomly at the wall like Hollywood, saying why bother adapting anything that matches the creator's vision. Yeah, pretty much.
But see, again, certain things could work. The problem is that it can't be driven by an ulterior motive that is the only reason that you've done it. This is the problem. We don't mind sometimes when things are remade with characters that maybe don't represent the character that originally portrayed them. I mean, because the story is different, because there's a different meaning to that story. Ocean's 11 is an example of that. Because there's a lot of things out there that have been remade very well versus the previous version of it with a slightly different character. It's just you have to have purity in your decision process. It can't be driven by agenda because it doesn't serve anyone.
Well, it typically is.
I'm actually fine with death of the author, but I'm also a capitalist, right? And so I think that at the end of the day, if what the author intended isn't represented in the work, but the fandom still fucking loved it and it made a shit ton of money, call that valid. Call that fucking valid all day long. I'm good with it.
Yeah. All right, Stephen Otten for $2. I still haven't seen the Snyder Cut, and I never will. I really didn't care, and I care even less now.
Yeah, and you know what, Stephen?
It's honestly not worth it.
Yeah, well, a lot of people feel that same way, and again, while there was some more depth to it, I just feel like it would have been a better film if Snyder would have been the one that was allowed to finish it and cut it.
Yeah.
4 hours was just stupid long. But, I mean, there were certain characters that needed development. So I almost feel like
it sounds like it should have been 2 movies.
2 films, yeah.
Which I think is what the original intent was, right?
Which would have made a lot more sense.
They should have had origin films.
Well,
really?
Even, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But that's DC. DC has always been a directionless piece of garbage when it's been run by Warner Bros.
Okay, Tox Ball Gag of Dick's Division for $2. Walton is a master debater.
Well, thank you, Tox. Love you too, brother.
All right, let's see where we're at. I think we have another Doomicorn from Radicalized Ryan for $149.
I think she just.
It's doom.
Hey, Steven.
Yes, sir.
Is your version of a fleshlight like a tree limb that's hollowed out?
Oh,
what?
Anyway, we have another Doomicorn for $149 from Radical Ryan.
Doom.
And this is a third one? Holy shit, dude.
Hey, Bond Doom.
Yep, it is. We have a third Doomicorn. Or
I'll do this one.
Unicorn.
Doom, baby.
All right.
We need Mary back for the
show. Yeah, we really do. Primark Vulcan for $4.99. This is a prime example of biting the hand that feeds you, or bitching on the hand that feeds you.
Biting the hand.
A little bit of both.
I know.
Did I miss a Doomicorn?
You missed three.
like three.
Is it too late? Is it
No,
too
it's
Go
never
for it.
too late.
I love the Doomicorn so much.
Yeah, that's number 2.
Doom.
And number 3.
I'm gonna kick him in the doodle.
That was better than all 3 imitations.
Corn in the doodle.
I think I did a good job.
I'm in the middle of writing. I took cues from you, Tom.
What if
I'm writing a new song called "Kick Him in the Doodle."
What if he can never make baby unicorns again? Is that how unicorns died out, and it's all your fault?
It's not
I'm
my
gonna kick
fault.
Zack
It's
Snyder
the
in the doodle.
unicorn's fault because they put each other in the doodle.
All right, guys. Let's talk about what's going on with Billy Crystal.
You still had one more.
I know nothing about
I
it.
actually have 2 more. Let's get through those first.
Yeah, just do them real quick.
Okay. Let's see. Dash D's for 10 waffle dollars.
Yay!
And Mary is totally correct. As an EMT, it was crucial to be able to work with our patients. And if I can't help them, then I pass off to my partner. It's personal responsibility and what's due to the patient.
Yeah. Honestly, like you can't call that respect unless you are. There's a measure of consistency and integrity that's involved. But yeah, totally.
Okay. KMFS for $10. If I ever get to speak to Zack Snyder, I'm going to mention his daughter, and he isn't going to like it. Don't bother telling me not to. I do what I want. Well, it's your call, dude. It's going to be. Is it going to be fun? Yeah, but he's an easy target.
I see what he did there. That's vile Kai, but I get it. Look, that's totally vile. What Kai just said is vile, but it isn't really any more vile than what he just did to the people who supported him and made his dream come true, right? Like, is it right? No, but he's an easy target. Like, I get it. That's fucked up. It's fucked up, guys, and I get it. Everybody who's cringing right now and recoiling, you should recoil, but you should recoil the same amount that you recoil when you see what it is that Zack Snyder said about the people who support him.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, man, and I was talking to Slitter and Peanut about it, and people like other people talking about the depression and maybe having friends that who have done the same thing. That's what makes us kind of pissed. It's like, hey, man, you kind of emotionally manipulated us, who may have had their own struggles or had people who had those same struggles, and that was a part of why they gave to it too. Off you to, luckily all this said, the charity actually is a good charity. Thank God. There's actually people even in our community who've been helped by this charity previously. So thank God at the end of the day that this charity actually is worthwhile. Yeah, but all that said, man, that's, people might be upset with what Kai said, but fuck, man, what he did was so fucked up. Yeah. It's so fucked up. I understand why people are like angry, because you would think, we wouldn't have to get to that point if you had, I don't know. I don't want to say anymore because it's a fucked up situation.
By the way, guys, tell your friends we're streaming.
Yeah, tell everybody we're streaming. We're always, yes, please share the fact that we're streaming. Share and like if you haven't. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't done any of those things.
And send more Doomacorns. I love it.
Send more Doomacorns. Send more stuff.
Absolutely. What happened to comics? What happened? Did he fall off?
He died. I did in fact poison him. I apologize. I'm sorry.
You have a problem.
I do it to all the. It's really weird. It's a fetish. I think it's like right up there with naked skydiving, and I.
You know what's funny is twice now he's asked us to vamp, and I was going to share the Viking birthday song so people knew what the hell you were talking about.
Should I change?
And he still hasn't.
I can change my name. If it's distracting.
Well, no. I was going to show people what it was about since we had a birthday boy in the chat anyway.
That's the whole point. I just honoring Andre.
You still haven't changed it since then? Is that what you're saying?
No, I refuse to. I refuse to change it. I love Andre. He's the best.
Oh, it is officially McEnany's birthday, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's on the East Coast.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. There you go.
And that's, you know what? Me singing that version is what started this damn Stevie Wonder thing in the first place. I can't sing it because of that.
What?
So she sung the Stevie Wonder version of Happy Birthday.
Happy Birthday?
And that's what started the Oh, yeah, go ahead and sing. Feel free.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Makini 90. Happy birthday to you.
Comics needs to come back.
Well, that was
hurry up, comics.
We're all lost.
That was.
I got one more goddamn time.
Oh my god!
I'll go through the article. I have it right here.
We need to
do
it.
All right. Billy Crystal says comedy is becoming a minefield.
You think, Billy?
No shit, Sherlock.
Billy Crystal doesn't sound too impressed by the current state of comedy and cancel culture. It's becoming a minefield, and I get it. The comedians hold the post. I don't like it. I understand it. I just keep doing what I'm doing, and that's all you can do right now. It's totally different. It's a totally different world now, and it doesn't mean you have to like it, he added with a laugh. Crystal touches on the theme of changing comedic tastes in his latest flick here today. The movie he's directed in 2 decades follows a veteran comedy scribe, Charlie Burns, who's battling dementia. He unexpectedly meets a singer named Amy Page, and the two form an unlikely yet touching friendship. It's pretty thin. The Long Island Raised Star 73, who also co-wrote a script with Alan Zibadell, something like that, says he's got an idea from a film due to a relative who was taking care of when he was battling dementia.
Why Bell? Zwei Bell. Ellen's
Zwei. That's there's a lot of weird letters in that one.
Did he
Culture.
talk to old what's his face? It's not cancel culture. It's can't.
Oh, okay, so what exactly is going on now? Sorry, I had to.
We all ate like all the cheesecake while you were gone.
Basically,
damn it, really?
Yeah, and then Mary licked all the donuts.
Yeah,
Steven, you could probably read the first bit there again, and then just jump to the end. That's the juiciest bits of it.
Yeah,
all right.
And I sang happy birthday, and Mary was mean to me. That's what
I wasn't mean to you. I said we should do it.
Bit.
Do what? And then you told me I wasn't allowed to have any cookies, and I cried.
That's just a hell of a drug.
What's funny is I love the headline of the review of the movie that they're discussing right here to the left there. More on Billy Crystal. Here today review. Nobody asked for a Billy Crystal dementia comedy.
Just wait. They're gonna. Yeah, I was literally about to say they're gonna start calling him obsolete and old.
Yeah.
Right. That's literally that's not an excuse, people. That's not an excuse. He's not wrong. You're just assholes.
Yeah.
And LeVar Burton says it's consequence culture, but he has not faced any consequence for the $5.4 million Kickstarter for Reading Rainbow. It really didn't go anywhere.
Butterfly in the sky.
We actually need to go after him for that, to be honest with you. But hey,
I already made a video about it, which is why you all should be subbed to Visual.
I am you.
Culture told me not long ago that he wanted me to sing a Reading Rainbow.
Shh.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's
We're
get
doing a
here.
parody. We're doing a parody song.
Is it because it includes Blumpkins?
Yes.
Yes.
Billy Crystal says
6.4 million.
it's becoming a minefield, and I get it as a comedian. I don't like it. I understand it. I just keep doing what I'm doing, and that's all you can do right now.
So he made a movie and people are trying to cancel him now?
No. He was talking about how comedy's just a minefield.
Comedy's shit.
It's a totally different world, and it doesn't mean you have to like it. He added, and then he talks about his movie for like 3 paragraphs, and then he talks about the Oscars. That's the other funny bit.
Who was it the other day who said something about it's not cancel culture, it's accountability culture? Who said that?
That was LeVar Burton.
Oh, okay, LeVar Burton. That's how we got into it.
No, it was consequence culture for LeVar Burton.
Consequence culture.
He needs some consequences.
Okay, is that what it is? Because I feel like I totally need some consequences in my life. Definitely. My liver, by the way, is going to really give me some consequences down the road, but I'm still taking a shot. I'm still taking another shot.
Watch Mary get loaded on stream. Are we done with this, or do we want to move on to what?
Well, they asked him if he watched the Oscars, or they actually refer to it as the Trainwreck Awards show this year. He slyly asked after a slight pause, were they on?
It's true. It's got really downhill since Billy Crystal hosted.
They just changed the subject, and there you go. So.
That's funny. Okay, so what we got here, Tom?
This I just wanted to play because we had the birthday, and just so everybody knows, I'm not going to play the whole fucking thing. I'm just going to play the first part because you'll get the gist after a little bit. This is a Viking birthday song. This is what Mary's little name thing is referring to on her icon there. And this goes out to the birthday boy.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
I totally did.
Doom and gloom and dark despair. People dying everywhere. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. May the candles on your cake burn like cities in your wake. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Burn the castle, storm the keep, kill the women, save the sheep. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Birthdays come but once a year, marking time as death draws near. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, you get the gist.
All right.
What in the name of Molech was that?
Kill the women, save the sheep. I feel like this is a valuable cause, and I'm behind it 100%. Like 2/3 of the women are batshit crazy anyway. We should totally annihilate them.
Jesus.
Just thanks.
Actual internalized misogyny. I didn't think.
I'll personally vouch for Lorena, Laura, and Mandy, but and Jesse and Anna and Mecca. That's fucking it, right? That's it. The rest of them are nuts.
Man, that would be a bad situation. There's only like 6 girls left on Earth.
Anna's pretty nuts too, though. Just saying. She does
Use
eat
wisely. You're gonna have to hit over the club pretty hard because there's a lot of people after what you got. I'm just saying.
Man, yeah.
Hide us well.
I think at that point, I don't know. It just might be, do your own thing, I guess. I don't know.
Gotta be every man for himself, literally.
Steven's good, man.
At that point, you might as well just invest in a real doll.
Well, Steven's good because he's got trees, so there's lots of those.
Well, but at some point you've got to like be concerned with the whole propagation thing, right? So like seriously, just this is gonna
You just plant more trees, Mary.
It's gonna sound
Plant
really
more
bad.
trees.
Just kill the ones that are nuts. You don't want those chicks anyway, because all they do is burn stuff on your lawn. But then the rest of them, you just take turns.
So wait a second, hold on. Earlier I was getting shit because I didn't want to skydive for one of these crazy motherfuckers. Now I was like, oh yeah, just kill most of the female
kill the
race.
women and save the sheep. I feel like that's a safe bet for most of you.
I would like to point out that none of the men are saying this. It's the lady on the panel.
It's full responsibility.
Just throwing it out there.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Again,
There's Munchausen for 149 with a popcorn sticker. And Culture Casino is skydiving. Anyway, on to the article of the evening. This is the main title article, A Black Superman. A black Superman? Just like a black sheriff?
Where the white women at?
Yeah.
Behind
I just used that sketch in my LeVar Burton video, so it all links up. Please go check out my LeVar Burton video.
Before we go any further, can I address Southern Belle?
Sure.
Girl, it's called a joke.
She was probably drinking with you as well.
It's called a joke.
It's called a joke.
I'm not advocating for the genocide of the female race or gender. Race.
You're no different than any other woman, Mary. You just want to kill all the competition.
Look, it's fucking funny. All right, it's fucking funny. Own it. It's fine. This is fine. It's fucking.
funny. Men are the ones that are all about war and shit. You know what's funny? You know what's funnier than anything? Men, at least, we're loyal to each other. We ain't gonna kill each other and stab each other's back. I'll tell you what, right now. Women get in a room together and then you plot one man in the middle. They start plotting the death of each other. She don't want me to tell the fucking truth.
That is not true.
They plot each other's death.
I like who I like. The rest of them can go to hell. That's all it is. I like who I like. If I know you, if you're cool,
bullshit. They're agreeing with me.
The rest of them can go to hell. I'm not plotting the death of anyone I like.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck.
Thank you.
Ladies, calm down.
I'm after you now, Branson.
Again, prove my point. Superman is dead. We don't want to talk about it because no one really cares.
This isn't gonna work. You know that, right? This Ta-Nehisi.
Ta-Nehisi coats.
Yeah, Tallahassee coats there.
Tallahassee coats.
The Honolulu guy is not going to be able to handle this shit. Look,
Tallahassee Kate actually sounds like
he has two comic book thingies to his name. He's got Black Panther. He's got fucking Captain America. All right, nobody liked either of that shit. Nobody liked his shit. All right, the rest of his shit is all woke Black America bullcrap. Like none of it's fiction. He has no claim to anything legitimate in terms of the comic book aspect. This is going to be woke. This whole fucking angle, right? If you look into anything this guy's at, it doesn't take much, guys. Literally all I did was Wikipedia his ass earlier today. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't know shit about this. Oh, okay. Everything lines up.
He writes for The Atlantic a lot.
Oh my God. You know what? The Atlantic was good and then they weren't anymore.
I did a video on this. I want them to do it. I really do, because one of two things going to happen, and odds are it's going to be the one I'm going to talk about now. Either it's going to be a complete dumpster fire. It's going to be super woke. People aren't going to like it. It's going to crash and burn at the box office and lose money. Or, my God, he actually writes a good story and we get a good, entertaining movie, which I doubt will happen. But either way, we win, I think.
Hey, the Wiz exists. It has been done successfully. When you make an all-black cast of something that was
no question about that. But look.
No, that's not what I meant. I'm saying it could happen. I don't think it will. No, this guy
here
sucks.
for a second. I consider myself.
Hey, I love the Wiz.
I consider myself a fan of Superman. I'm a Superman fan. Okay, I was, Bronze Age, the animated series, Earth Prime fan, right? That's me, and that's where so many of us align on Superman. But you have to acknowledge that Superman's heroic traits, who he is as a person, why it is that he comes to be the hero that he is because of who he was raised to be by John and Martha Kent. He's a Kansas boy from he's a good old boy from the sticks who hangs out with corn a fucking lot. Okay, this is who Clark Kent is. And the idea that you can change that background, change that story, and alter who he is fundamentally and still get the same guy in blue is absolutely absurd. You will not get Superman. You cannot change this fundamental fact of who he is and wind up with something that resonates with us in terms of who Superman Kal-El Clark Kent is.
Mary, he's a white Southern boy.
He's a good old boy from Kansas. He's a good old boy from Kansas.
Midwest.
But good old boys exist in all.
That's a pun, get it?
I'm not saying he is. Look, but culture as a good old girl. As
He's
a good old
boy.
As a good old girl. Okay, there's a big difference between a white good old boy and a black good old boy. You get a Bama boy, you get a black Bama boy, and you get a white Bama boy, and you got something a little bit different. And there's a culture, and it's okay. I am not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying that there is something different about that.
We already know the difference.
Why is it so absurd? Okay, yeah, dick size. I get it, Tom.
Well, I'm just saying the obvious.
I wasn't gonna spell it out, but then I was like, no.
I was just gonna say, we know what you're getting at here.
No, but what I'm saying is that you get someone fundamentally different, right? You get someone a bit different, and so you wind up with someone with a different experience of the world, and someone who's a little less concerned with this thing and a little more concerned with this thing. And you know what I mean? Like these incidentals get changed and you get someone far different. You cannot incidentally change the color of a character's skin and expect that to not come with baggage. And why is that so hard to acknowledge?
You're fundamentally correct, and I agree with you. The only thing I will say about Superman is he's an alien. And so you can basically make him any color you want as long as he has.
Tom, the thing about Superman is just because he's an alien is how human he is. That's the crazy thing about Superman. That's what makes him so interesting.
Can I finish?
He's Kal-El. Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry.
Sorry. All right. Meaning, as long as he has the same upbringing, it doesn't matter because he's already adopted. Everybody knows that, so that plays into the character. The problem I see here is kind of more what you're getting at, Mary. And that is they're fundamentally changing the character to match the color of his skin, and it's fucking racist and a stereotype. Okay. Now, if you had a black kid who was adopted and was Kal-El and still an alien and whatever, he just happened to have black colored skin, just like an earthling, there's nothing that's going to change fundamentally in that story for the most part, even if he's raised by Ma and Pa Kent, who are white as can be Southern people, right? Mm-hmm. You can still tell that story and him still, for the most part, be Superman. Yes, there's probably going to be a few things you could address.
There are questions raised, though,
yes,
Tom.
You could.
If a white couple raises a black kid, everyone knows that's adoption, and then the questions have to be answered. Look, a woman can look here. I'm going to tell you.
Clark was always adopted, though. That's my point.
They didn't know that. They didn't know that.
Yes, they did. It was always a part of the story.
There are lots of questions that get raised when they knew that they'd adopted their son, but there are lots of questions that get raised when the populace around you has to say, look, a country girl can give birth in her bathtub and no one will blink a fucking eye. Fucking shit happens.
Oh, okay? I also have to point out what Lasso of Truth and several other people point out.
Kansas is not it's in the Midwest. It's not the
Midwest.
South.
Yeah,
it is more Midwest. I was just being facetious earlier, but like,
okay,
fair enough.
So I actually got to get out here, but I do want to make a few points real quick before I do. First off, thanks everybody for having me. Secondly, Tom, are you going to be on Culture Crime Fighters Wednesday? I think you are.
I might be this next week. I think I said I would.
Okay, cool, awesome. So yeah,
something or other. I don't know.
Yeah. So Tom's going to be on my channel Wednesday with Matt from Fireball, and I may be on Culture's channel Sunday if I wake up. But as far as Black Superman, I brought up The Wiz, which is a rendition.
I want to go watch The Wiz.
And I actually saw parts of it earlier, and it's still awesome. Granted, it has fucking Michael Jackson right before his prime, and so that's
and
why
the movie has Joel Schumacher, which is a sin against cinema.
But
Joel Schumacher.
No, only one movie he made, and we're not going to even get into that.
and it was awesome. I used to see you, Batman.
He apologized for that. Okay.
In any event, it's they actually do an adaptation, and it is a race swap. That's the whole point of it, and it's good. Hollywood's not that good anymore. Superman is dead. Ta-Nehisi Coates is a race hustler and a plant. Stephen Walton, who probably works for the CIA culture, and the whole point is to rile people up. That's his whole gimmick. Nobody actually even cares about I even think a Henry Cavill-led Superman would struggle because of the damage they've already done to this damn character.
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's
Well,
moody
he
and
did
broken and sad. So
I
I don't
agree. I
know
hate Man
how
of
they're going to
Steel,
get this work.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a failure
Further to the point that Vigilante is making here. We're honestly talking around a couple of key issues here. Key issue number one: all this, discussion about who Superman is as a character and everything is wonderful and excellent and everything, and should be had, but should not be had in this case because we all know Ta-Nehisi Coates only sees art as a means to an end rather than an end in itself. And the end he particularly sees to every piece of art that he's allowed to get his hands on is shame everything decent and perfect about America and race grifting. We all know this. It's nothing but let's aggrieve the black people for the 100th time based on stuff that died 40 years ago during the civil rights movement. And let's make sure that nobody ever addresses the meritocracy elephant in the room, ever under any circumstance. Also, I just want to point this out because I don't know if anyone's brought it up yet, but are we not going to address the fact that based on how Superman's powers work, a dark-skinned Superman would necessarily be less powerful because, melanin prevents the absorption of solar radiation?
Yeah.
That's literally what the protein is for.
Therefore, that's part of it with a character like Calvin Ellis. That's part of it with a character like Calvin Ellis, right? They're less powerful, blah, yeah. And you have that exemplified through other characters who are not quite as powerful as Clark Kent, right?
Right.
There are reasons for that, blah 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 blah. And you guys can hate me. You guys can hate me for pointing that shit out, but it doesn't make it any less true. It doesn't make it any less something that you need to fucking embrace.
The simple mechanics of how the powers work, given that it's based on the rate of absorption of solar radiation, as we've seen in cases like Superman 1 Million, where Superman literally parks in the sun for a few thousand years and becomes basically a god, someone who is less likely to absorb solar radiation is therefore a less powerful version of the character. Now that's neither here nor there.
Did they actually do that with the character?
Stories about that, but there is a practical in-universe reason why Superman ain't black.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hang on, Dalton. Did they actually do that with Calvin Ellis?
Do what?
Make him less.
Make him less
powerful. I'm pretty sure they did.
What they did with Calvin Ellis is he's essentially the same, but not quite the same. It's a different thing. It's Earth 23, I believe it is.
Just creating
and so it's an Elseworlds character, and he becomes the president, as I understand it. So he's like
Obama, Superman.
He's kind of.
Earth 23 for Jordan, by the way, or the
Super Obama.
Oh, hang on. So I know you got to get out of here, dude. So
yeah,
go ahead.
So plug the channel. Wednesday, Tom is going to join me with Matt from Fireball Culture Crime Fighters, and then hopefully I will join.
Why do you keep dragging me into this? I mean, I know I fight crime, but you're not supposed to tell people.
Vigilante, can I just say
but
it's really nice to meet you, and I'm really happy to know you.
Oh, nice to meet you too. Even though we may have streamed, I felt like we may have streamed on Culture's channel once before.
I feel like I should have made a better point of getting to know you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. But please, I see people in the chat putting my channel. Please sub to me. The fucking YouTube algorithm sucks. They're doing dirt. They're not sending out notifications. So even if you sub, there's no guarantee you'll see any of my content. But watch my old content. I had the LeVar Burton video where I talk about, well, it's an episode of Culture Crime Fighters, a segment where me and Matt talk about LeVar Burton, the situation. And we find out midstream that he had a Kickstarter for 5.4, maybe 6.4, million. And I don't know if it really got fulfilled. And I don't know if he's really facing the consequence of that. But that neither here nor there. Please check out my channel. I talk about a lot of stuff we talk about here. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys are subbed. So shout out to everyone who is subbed. And I appreciate everybody here. And I appreciate you having me, Comics. So thank you.
Man.
Thank you
You're always welcome.
Yep. All right. Peace out, everybody.
Later, Vigilante.
Later, dude.
Take care, brother.
And yeah, basically the point I was making though, in a basic point, is like, it's one thing to sit there and go, okay, we're gonna do Superman and have him be black, or Batman and even have him be black. But that's the problem, is they can't just do that. You know, they wouldn't have Batman be black and have him be just like Bruce Wayne would be in a rich family and have a Batmobile and all that kind of stuff. They change a bunch of shit about him to make it some kind of fucking stereotype. And that's what I hate seeing, is like, instead of just doing something to do it and quit virtue signaling about it. Like, that's what this whole thing with Ta-Nehisi coats is.
Not to mention they've already done it about 4 different times that I can name off the top of my head. There's Kelvin Ellis, there's Val Zod, there's Icon and Milestone, who, for the love of God, can we please start a Milestone line of movies, please? That needs to be a thing.
Well, it's a thing too. It's like, you know, people talk, oh, we did a Black Superman movie. It's like, wasn't that Hancock?
Yeah,
we did. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was better and it was good. And to go to my point,
yeah,
otherwise,
I mean, like, you're right. Icon is definitely a character that should be adapted for the big screen. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people don't know who he is. And yeah, so I mean,
we already had the situation with Lois and Clark where he wasn't technically, I mean, he was adopted and he is half Japanese. Dean Cain is. So, I mean, nobody made a big fucking deal about it, though.
No.
I think a lot of people didn't know that he was half Japanese.
Well, he still doesn't look nothing like his parents.
Yeah. No. And again, I mean, it comes down to the fact that this has been done better. You can do it with original characters. I mean, as much as the storyline of Spawn, is, I mean, you have Luke Cage, Hell's Kitchen was one of my favorite places, and Luke Cage was one of my favorite characters. And you have, you have Black Lightning, you have all of these amazing characters you could use, and yet they put them on the shelf, as young Ripa would tell you. And it's frustrating. Blade was one of my favorite freaking movies.
The first. Not to mention one of the first comic book movies in the modern sort of beta test era.
Yeah,
dude, and he kicked so much ass.
Well, the thing that's so funny about it too is, like, Spawn got a movie, before a lot of major Marvel characters.
Well, that's the one I always bring up, because I remember when Spawn came out, I don't remember anybody, and I mean anybody, going out and saying, you know what, Spawn's the coolest superhero because he's black.
Exactly.
No,
Spawn's the coolest superhero because he's a cool fucking superhero.
Spawn was cool because Spawn was cool, and that's the thing, is that they did the work. Look, there's a lot of characters out there, and I will say that even fucking Falcon was one of those characters who, in and of his own right, was a wonderful superhero simply because he was as himself, right, without having to add this racial aspect to it. We didn't care. Nick Fury,
Luke Cage.
We were perfectly fine with these wonderful exemplifications of Black superheroes. Take that, run with it. You do not have to appropriate other characters' identities in order to make these characters valid. We do not care about the color of skin. We care about the content of their character. And when you fuck with that, we get pissed.
Well, the other thing too, I always have to point out.
We don't care, but they very much do, because, again, they only see art as a means to an end. They do not see art as having any value in and of itself. And the truly fucked up thing about all this critical theory, deconstructionist, postmodern nonsense is they don't believe in the concept of value for its own sake at all. They believe meritocracy is a delusion. I have run across college-educated millennials around my own age that will literally laugh at you if you say the word merit or meritocracy, as though you were talking about Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy. Not even kidding. They will gloat and sneer at you as though you're a childish, deluded bastard, basically.
Dalton,
when you mention things like meritocracy, it's the
Dalton,
most fucked up thing I've ever seen.
But Dalton, can't you confront that with the simple concept of, would you rather have a social worker operate on your bursting appendix, or would you like a qualified surgeon who, went through the process of becoming
a social worker culture?
But you joke comics, but here's the thing. There are a lot of people who would make that argument and try very hard to find a way to make that valid.
But see,
I would laugh very hard at them.
I would too.
And it's the same argument that they use for defund the police, because we all know that's a bunch of hogwash, because the very moment these people get in any form of trouble, who the fuck do they call?
And that's CIA, apparently.
Well,
despite the fact they don't want to say.
Yeah, that's the whole. I guess that's the whole thing. Is when they're actually confronted with in adversarial condition, then they acquiesce to the way the system is supposed to operate. But until then, they'll be happy to argue nonsense with you, which is just ridiculous. I guarantee you these people, won't succumb to their maladies if presented with a life or death situation. Because it's just not within them. They lack the character of their conviction. Well, but anyway, I could go on forever. It's pointless.
It's also simple poor labeling and cognitive dissonance, because they believe in the academic vaults of their head that policing is by its very nature fascist. However, once you've got the CIA and every other law enforcement agency in between preaching all this identitarian, quasi-deconstructionist woke nonsense, then all of a sudden it makes sense to them, because these people have been trained academically to exist in a world entirely comprised of ideas and abstractions. They have no conception of practical existence, because to them, practical existence is a limiting structure that they need to get rid of, if any.
Okay, we strayed off the path. I'm not sure what field we've gone into, but we've strayed.
Yeah.
So,
here's one thing that I will say, to go back to a point we made earlier, is I'm sick of seeing shit like this when, we brought up Spawn and all these other characters. I mentioned Luke Cage, Mary mentioned, a few others. And it's all these other characters that have been ignored for decades. Like Black Panther, we just finally got a movie, how many years ago?
If you wanted to approach social issues, why wouldn't you go with someone like Luke Cage?
Netflix that's what I'm saying. These characters have been ignored. Even Wonder Woman was ignored for fucking 80 years.
I agree. That was one thing I was talking about years ago, was wanting a Wonder Woman movie.
But here's the thing. I mean, she got a great television show. See, this is the conversation the boss and I have all the time. We got representation of feminist ideals in the period of time that I grew up. We had a Wonder Woman show. We had a Bionic Woman show. We had these really great stuff. These great things like Charlie's Angels.
That's one of the reasons why I keep saying women need to quit bitching. I'm just saying.
Totally. But at the same time, that was also going off my point, though, is that you have all these characters that have been ignored. And now they finally have used some or whatever, but then why are you doing this? This is just stupid. And Michael B. Jordan had it right. He doesn't want nobody sloppy fucking seconds.
Yeah. Yep. Well, the other thing too is that they're still pushing Michael B. Jordan to be, Black Superman.
Mm-hmm. He don't want to be. He's not going to do it, folks. I heard the same shit that just come out this week. 2 weeks ago.
He might do it if it was Calvin Ellis, which I had mad props to him that he knew who Calvin Ellis was.
Exactly. If you want to do Calvin Ellis, that'd be fine, and I wouldn't mind that. It's not the same thing though. It's not Clark Kent. It's a whole different story, and I don't trust Warner Brothers to do that. I don't trust Warner Brothers to even know what that fucking is.
Well, part of the issue that we're going to have is that they never execute these things properly. Part of the problem that we're seeing right now with Marvel is the fact that they're introducing all these new characters that nobody gives a shit about or know about late in the game after Endgame, and they're going to be the new big thing. The only one they introduced was Captain Marvel, which was a terrible movie.
A dumpster fire within a dumpster fire.
A dumpster fire within a dumpster fire. If they were smart, they would do a Superman movie, introduce Calvin Ellison, and have him then get people to like the character build up the hype for the character to get people to go and want to see the movie. If I think you just throw up there Black Superman, I think people are going to be turned off by it potentially.
Yeah, but not because it's black or he's black. It's because the story is going to be craptastic, and everybody now sees it for what it is. But right now, walk into the fact or embrace the fact that there are going to be 3, if not 4, versions of Superman by the time we get to this freaking movie.
Oh God, yes, it's like the Spider-Man thing all over again. There's like
because Warner Brothers doesn't understand or care about their own universe, but that's
let's be real here. This thing signifies one thing and one thing mainly, and that is that Henry Cavill is done. There is no fucking way in hell they are going to have a white Superman in theaters at the same time they have a black Superman in
They're
theaters.
not.
Not at
they
all.
would never chance that in a million fucking years because they cannot guarantee that the black Superman is going to beat the white Superman.
The fact that they released this shit on his birthday is a telltale.
Absolutely,
right?
100%.
And the smart thing to do, and the thing they honestly could have gotten away with, is just shift focus to Black Adam, because you got The Rock playing Black Adam, which is probably the best casting that the DC Extended Universe has done to date. And we know that every single movie starring The Rock makes bank. We know Shazam was good. People love the JSA, and the JSA has never gotten the time of day before. So the smart thing would be just focus on, and I've been saying this since before the DCEU was even established, make Golden Age movies, DC, because Marvel has all of 2 influential characters in the Golden Age, and one of them has already been done, i.e. Captain America. So go to the Golden Age, because then Marvel can't follow you there, you dipshits. That would be the smart thing to do.
See, I really feel like they should be going to the Bronze. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. I don't actually know you, but it's nice to meet you, authenticator person.
Dalton.
Hi.
His name is Dalton.
Alton. I like your hat. I like your hat.
Dalton.
But I'm a big fan of the Bronze Age, and I like your bow tie. It goes great with your hat. I like the Bronze Age. I love the animated series. I love Earth Prime. Blah 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 blah. I feel like you have a great deal of fans who reside in that area, who will support this, who will throw like, oh my God, take my money, right? Like, who will throw their money at DC. And I don't actually care whether or not anything echoes between Marvel and DC. I don't care. I don't care because I love that content in particular, right? Like, I grew up on that content. So many people grew up on like all you 90s babies. When you watch the animated series, when you watch Batman, when you watch Superman, when you watch Justice League, guess what that is? That's Bronze Age. Hey, that's where you're at. That's where you're at. Earth Prime. That's your people right there. Everybody's going to show up for that. They're going to love it because it's universally loved, right? And it doesn't matter whether or not there's a tit for tat. There's been a tit for tat between studios since we can all remember.
Well, yeah, and the tit for tat is inevitable. Let's be entirely honest. I mean, ever since the BVS followed by Civil War, or buttressed by Civil War thing happened, it's been obvious they're gonna do tit for tats and follow each other in as many places as they can, as Marvel and DC Comics have always done as well. Mm-hmm. Let's be also entirely honest about that. So I don't even necessarily mind that, because it's what Marvel and DC have always done, and what's better is the rivalry between them has given us better comics in general. So,
I was going to say, but you have better comics from DC. You have way better comics from DC. Everybody loves DC. You grew up on this shit, right? For all of the comics that you remember growing up, for all the shit that you remember, excuse me, I swallowed an onion.
What you're trying to say, basically, I think, Mary, is like you're trying to say they got all the heavy hitters. Besides,
they have
Spider-Man.
the way big heavy hitters. Yeah. Besides, like you remember X-Men? We remember Batman. You remember Superman? You remember Spider-Man? We remember Superman. Then you have fucking all the Justice League on top of that. Like, the DC shit is the heavy hitter. This was handed to you on a silver platter, right? It's golden, it's gorgeous, and everybody aches for it. The nostalgia is the big seller, and everyone wants this. The animated series, Bronze Age, Earth Prime stuff is ripe to be presented, and it's not being done. What the fuck do we have to do to get that?
Well, and I'm not trying to shift the conversation at all, but we mentioned The Rock already. And yeah, he's doing Black Adam, and he wants Henry Cavill as Superman to verse him in that Black Adam movie. And he may have enough sway and power to make that happen. And also, it should be mentioned that, you know, his ex-wife, who is his agent, is also Henry Cavill's agent.
Right.
But again, I mean, we're hearing nothing coming out to indicate that he's coming back in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Well, to be fair, it does take time for these things to be set in motion, so
It
might
does.
just be
But
a thing
let me
that
point out one
gets
thing
in the
that's a
wing.
fallacy is everybody keeps thinking that The Rock is some big box office thing. Like, bring up this thing I got here. Culture. This is an article that breaks down his top 10 movies, and you'll notice something about these. The Mummy Returns is the number 10. That's from way back in 2001. Okay,
Yep.
that's where he played the Scorpion King. Number 9 is San Andreas. Number 8 is Fast 5. Number 7 is Moana. Number 6 is Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. Number 5 is Fast and Furious 6. Number 4 is Jumanji 3. Number 3 is Jumanji 2. Number 2 is Fate of the Furious. And number 1 is Furious 7. What do you notice about this list?
Has a lot of Fast and Furious franchise.
Besides that, it's nothing that's his own movie besides San Andreas. None of these are movies that he was the main draw.
It wasn't Walking Tall. It wasn't anything that he
Exactly.
King. It wasn't anything that he was in directly. He was the add-on that brought in additional.
That's what I noticed about this, and I brought this up many times about The Rock. He can't carry a franchise on his own, but what he can do is come in and beef up a franchise. Like, because San Andreas is the only one of his movies that's his own, and that's only banked $462 million. That's not a huge amount compared to action stars from back in the day.
To be fair to him, I think it also matters what role you cast him in. Who is he playing, and does he fit that role? Because let's be honest, much like Will Smith, much like a lot of actors, they play themselves in every movie they star in. It just matters whether the characters they're playing jive with that or not.
I mean, I don't know that I agree with that. You have tons of character actors out there.
Well, there's also plenty of Will Smith movies.
I'm not saying every actor does that. I'm saying there are a lot of actors who essentially play themselves in every movie they play.
But you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
No, you're totally right in that. But the thing with The Rock is on his own, he's okay. But where he thrives is when he's basically franchise steroids. He can be injected into a franchise and make it bankable again. Yeah.
And you know what, Tommy, you and I think have had that conversation before, but he is an ensemble cast. He bulks in ensembles what he does, just like what he did when he was a wrestler. It's no different. I mean, he didn't carry wrestling. He was an ensemble player with Stone Cold and some others in the wrestling world. But he does have some gravitas, and he has an agent in his ex-wife who is freaking cutthroat. And she also represents Henry Cavill, and Cavill has some box office sway. So it's quite possible, again, we'll end up with 4 Supermen. And that's fine. It's just not something an audience is going to buy into. They're going to pick their favorite Superman, which is probably going to be Cavill, and they're going to go see frickin' Black Adam. And these other films are going to be, in franchises, because of course I'm talking about the TV show, are going to be also Rands. Although I have to tell you, actually, I know something, but up until the most recent episode of Superman and Lois, that was probably a pretty decent representation of what Superman was supposed to be.
Right.
So it's going to be really weird, because you're going to go in with first place Superman as Cavill, second place Superman as the dude that plays him on the frickin' WB show, or excuse me, I hate that CW show, and then because Berlantiverse is just garbage, and then you're going to have the other two things, and nobody's going to give two shits.
That's just it, though, is that how do we even know where we're at any given time on any of this? The fact that Warner Brothers is willing to let this get so out of hand, so disjointed, so discombobulated with so many different interpretations without ever even establishing a multiverse to validate any of it is what's so confusing for fans.
Again, the fundamental problem, aside from anything relating to the Black Superman thing, is that Warner Brothers has no understanding or faith in comic book movies to be comic book movies. It's the same problem that the Fox X-Men always had. They had to reclassify them. They had to dumb them down to just generic sci-fi action movies in order to make the X-Men work. Despite the fact that everyone and their mother just wanted the X-Men movies to go full tilt comic book weirdness and damn the consequences. it's this attitude in Hollywood that comic book movies or superhero movies are somehow an inferior genre, and it's ironic to me because the more the elitists, the more the old guard film press dump on superhero movies and comic book movies, the harder comic book movies try in order to be taken somewhat seriously, and the more stable they become as the dominant genre in Hollywood.
But while simultaneously everyone is still banking on them to literally stabilize the film industry.
Yeah. It's like every time you see a comic book movie that might potentially be not the greatest thing since sliced bread, you get 1,000 articles. Is this the beginning of superhero fatigue? Is this the beginning of superhero fatigue? Is this the beginning of superhero fatigue? And it's like, guys, number one, this happens with every new genre. Every time a new genre comes on the scene in Hollywood, it happened with westerns, it happened with horror movies, it happened with sci-fi movies, it happened with family movies. Every time a new genre comes on the scene, what you see is the old guard film press tutting and going, this thing would never possibly be real art. This could never be taken seriously along the cinematic rates or anything. And then eventually they get to the point where it's like, oh, this genre is valid, like every other freaking genre that preceded it and every genre that will follow it. Let's take this seriously. And then, of course, right on cue, that's around the time the genre starts petering out. So, ironically, the longer it takes for the old guard film press to accept superhero movies or comic book movies as a genre, the longer they're going to stick around.
Well, to be fair, westerns lasted a damn long time.
And so notice that you never, despite the fact that January is nothing but solid bad horror movies these days, because January is the dumping month.
It's we don't give a fuck January.
Yeah, you never see any articles like, is this 100th in a row bad horror movie, the end of horror movies? Or anytime you see a bad western, is this the end of the western genre? Or every time there's a bad family movie, is this the end of the family movie genre? No, you never see it, because the difference is they keep hyping up this idea of superhero fatigue because they want there to be superhero fatigue, because they don't like superhero movies.
Yeah, they don't like it. All right, guys, I have a lot of super chats built up that I need to get to.
One of them's mine. Yay!
One of them is yours, but first we have Radicalized Ryan for 149 with another Doom Accord. And Radicalized Ryan with another 149 with another Doom Accord. Terminus S for $5. I'm sure a couple of ladies in the fandom want to snap Zack Snyder for calling them easy. Wow.
I mean, did he call us easy?
Zack Snyder is an edgy boy. He's always been an edgy boy. He'll always be an edgy boy.
Did he call it easy? I think he called all of the fandom in its own way easy.
Yeah.
But yes, I would like to slap Zack Snyder.
Valiant Renegade for $4.99. Yes, I got it right this time. Why do I always walk into these streams at the weirdest moments? That's a good question. I'm kind of curious. I don't remember what we're talking about.
I mean, he's probably not wrong though, right? Like, let's be fair. Like, reasonable assumption is he's probably right.
Crap, and the thing jumped, which means I have to read the rest of them from. I can't highlight them. So anyway,
when it does that,
yeah, I hate it too. Valiant Renegade for another $4.99, and hail Vigilante Renegade with a bunch of crying, laughing faces. Stephen Otten for 2 American pesos. I'd rather watch Billy's movie than their bullshit. Billy's movie. Not sure.
Billy Crystal.
Oh, Billy Crystal. Okay, gotcha.
Billy Crystal's great. He's fantastic.
Yep. Melly Mayhem for $2. Thanks for having me on. You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
Yay!
You did need the super chat for that. So
I wanted to, and I'm a strong, independent black woman. Don't tell me what to do.
Okay.
Oh God! Only 2/3 of that is correct.
Dash D's for $5 maple dollars. Maple syrup dollars. Maple dollars. Anyway, God damn it, Mary. What have I told you about fence sitting? Pick a side and have an opinion, will you?
You're not my mom.
Gray goes for $5. That Viking birthday song was better than whatever those ladies were doing when Aquaman swam away in the Snyder Cut.
Fucking sweater sniffers.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy. That was really cringe, right? Like I wasn't the only person sitting there.
I
going,
get it. That's fucking like Aquaman,
Like,
man, but
he's not gonna fuck you.
Exactly.
Toxic Man flew for $5. 1 hour 15 into the stream, and your mod realizes he's been in top chat the whole time.
Good job.
Yeah.
He's getting the important shit. That's all that matters.
Steven Allen for another 5 American pesos. I have a rule. Don't stick your dick in crazy. I'm canceled. No, you're not wrong, dude.
I think that's
Not
right about the
wrong.
time that I was saying like 2/3 of women are nuts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I stand by that.
Toxic Man flew for another 5 American pesos. I am all for Ta-Nehisi Coates doing this. Maybe he can get Superman to come to Chicago and take care of the massive murder problem we have.
No, you guys have Harry Dresden for that. You don't need to import superheroes. You already have one.
Superman's not real.
I know. He knows that. He's being silly.
Fix your own shit.
Well, Tox would, but the rest of the city kind of doesn't want to. Anyway, Toxic Man flew for another $2. Kansas is not the South, not even close to it.
That's fair. But I'm talking about like that Southern mentality, right?
Good
Like,
old boy attitude.
good old boy. Yeah, you cannot tell me that
You can't have a good old boy mentality, or excuse me, a Southern good old boy mentality when you're not in the South.
But you know what I mean, like that. Come on,
The
you know what I
shucks,
mean.
mom, baseball,
Let's not
apple
be
pie, all
disingenuous.
the bit.
Let's not be disingenuous.
I know. I'm
Well, let's be real. Kansas is like as South Midwest as you can get.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's that mentality. It's that good old boy, genuine. Like, have you ever watched the animated series where he drags the Martian Manhunter back home for Christmas? And they're like, we started wrapping its presents in lead so he couldn't tell. And he's like, and he's like jumping around like he's so excited, right? And he literally changes Martian Manhunter's whole view of Christmas because he's just that good kid from, you know what I mean? Like that's Clark Kent. Like just go watch it. It's on HBO Max. It's not that hard, guys. Go watch it.
All right. Gray goes for $10. The best card they can play here is to just approach this as complete fantasy. Do not incorporate any of our real world baggage into the story. Go at it as if race isn't a factor in this fictional world. Yeah. Not gonna disagree with
Y'all
that.
are talking shit about
It's
Kansas.
not really a
It's like-
factor in the real one either. They just keep insisting that
They
it is
keep
made
making
one.
it.
Yeah. Sandman says run runner for 10 Canadian maple dollars.
You can call them Blame Canada dollars when
I can call them Blame Canada dollars too. Yeah.
I don't like maple dollars. They taste like glue.
Lumberjack dollar.
Lumberjack dollars.
Lumberbucks.
Done with Hollywood. I feel bad for actors like Cavill, who should be killing it, but because he's straight and white, he gets effed. Good thing.
Every female agrees with you. He should be getting effed a lot by a lot of different people all the time.
Good thing I have enough physical media to last my life. Yeah, that is a good thing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Gray goes for $10. Instead of just saying we're making Superman, Hollywood reveals their actually fear of doing is saying Black Superman. You don't say Black Superman or Black Spawn. You don't say White Superman. Yeah, I agree.
Well, it's not Black Spawn though, is it? It's just Spawn.
It's just Spawn.
Spawn's black.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah.
But like when you change the color of the character, you have to add that sort of
you have to add that bologna sausage in front. This is the whole problem with these people. They're wrapped up in these other concepts. Like your identity has to include all this other craptasticness instead of just, you're Mary, that's Tom, that's Steven, that's freaking Dalton. This is freaking comics. I mean, you can't. They add like these bonus things to it because they have no other.
Look, if a girl showed up tomorrow and she was black, but she was claiming to be Mary Mayhem, you would have some questions. You would have some questions, and you would want to know how this occurred, why this occurred, what happened. It would be distracting. You couldn't just sit there and have a conversation with me because you would want to know what the fuck happened to get us to this place, right? So
that's one of the things that I like pointing out is I think. When it comes to race swapping characters, I'm not opposed to it. A lot of it, honestly, depends on how much that character exists in the collective conscious of the audience.
Zeitgeist.
You know? Yeah, thank you. The cultural zeitgeist. Batman and Superman are established to be white. Now, there's plenty of times where Will Smith has played characters that were originally written as being white, but nobody complained about because they're not in the cultural zeitgeist. A good example is I Am Legend. And that really is the best person for the job or the best actor. And at the time period, Will Smith was at the top of his game, so he got a lot of these roles.
Yeah, that's the other thing. When it's done based on merit, like with Idris Elba and Luther, despite what the BBC might want to tell you, nobody cares because it's very like. One of the more obscure examples that I've noticed recently, I absolutely adore William Shakespeare's The Tempest, and there was a version of that made in 2010 starring Helen Mirren as Prospero, who is male in the original play. But did I give a shit? No, because it's Helen freaking Mirren. If Helen freaking Mirren shows up at your door and says, "I would like to play this character, please," you say, "Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?" That is the correct answer.
Yeah. Let's see here. Vigilant Renegade for $5. Preach, Mary. Marvel effed up Sam. Watched him cucked in the show as Falcon in New Orleans. Yet he was king of the biggest Mardi Gras parade in 2016.
It's valiant.
Yeah. Toxic Man Flu for another $2. Why have we not seen Superman and Lois or Lewis? Superman and Lewis? Oh, I see what you did there.
Lois.
No, he did Lewis. Lewis.
Oh, he might be making a gay joke.
Yeah, he's making a gay joke. Seriously, dog, what is your deal?
I love your dog.
What's that?
I love your dog.
Yeah, he's cute. He's a pain in the ass sometimes, like he's being right now. What was going on earlier is that Chug is not very prone. He has seizures, and he had a seizure tonight. And when that happens, Buddy tries to attack him for weird reasons because. Anyway, so that's what that was all about, and I had to bring him in here for a bit, and now he's just staring at me, whining. It's like, you want to go to sleep? No, he wants me to go to sleep. So he can go with me.
I want to pet your puppy.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart, but he's a pain in the ass too. I love him to death, though. Terminus S for $2. So what is the next article? The script for what is the next article? The script for Congo 2?
Maybe.
Oh, I'm actually caught up. I can actually show it. There we go. Because that's a new one.
Yeah.
Eric, how's it going, dude? For $5, the Authenticator, Warner Brothers knows how to make a franchise. It is Lethal Weapon franchise, and Mary play Broforce with Gary and Jeremy, please.
You're gonna have to send that over to Gary and Jeremy. I'm totally down.
Broforce is actually a fun game.
Very busy, man. I'm down for anything, really.
Let's see. Toxic Man Flu, comics using big words, zeitgeist.
And I got to fight back against that a little bit. They went and fucked up Lethal Weapon. They went and made a TV show out the shit.
And also, I wasn't saying they don't know how to do franchises. I was saying they don't know or care about the specific DC Comics franchise.
Not really.
Because, again, as I explained in detail earlier, they consider superhero genre to be inferior to other genres because they are morons and do not know anything about superhero comics.
Okay. Walton, do you need a bail?
He's dead.
No, I'm good. I'm fine. We're almost toward the end.
Yeah. All right, man. So let's talk about this article.
Monkeys.
Scientists. And then we're done.
are mixing human body parts with robots and monkeys.
That's my Saturday night, man.
We don't want to see what's next. Recent
Yes, we do.
scientific experiments reveal a dangerous desire and increasing ability to alter the fundamental elements of life. It's been a big month for sci-fi primates. On April 8th, Elon Musk's startup Neuralink announced they created a cyborg monkey who can play mind pong using a brain chip. The following week, scientists at the Sauk County Institute in California revealed they successfully grew a human macaque. What the fuck is that?
It's a cock. Just say it's a cock. It's fine.
Macaque?
We're all aware.
The human macaque embryos in test tubes. These hybrid babies were aborted at 20 days.
Oh, macaques. It's a
Macaque?
kind of
Okay.
It's a kind of monkey.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Why did they just say human monkey?
Don't take Tom's opportunity to say my cock away from everyone.
Yeah, that's right. My cock is an embryo. It's that
I'm
small.
waiting for this all of this.
The ethical implications of such experiments are now debated. They shouldn't be. Why are you doing this? Like I'm gonna have to quote Jeff Goldblum here. You know, you were so preoccupied with the fact that you didn't stop to think that whether or not you should, and then you patented it and you slapped it on a fucking lunchbox and you're trying to sell it. Well, you're selling it.
Wow.
You're not wrong. I
Well,
mean, this
well,
is the
well
same kind
played, sir. Well played.
the same
Powerful
kind of-
humans will indulge in any. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, call sir.
No, I was just going to say this is the same lack of foresight. I mean, Jeff Goldblum in the film was not wrong.
Oh, and that's chaos theory. The practical question isn't how to stop them. It's how to survive their technocratic age. Where do we draw such boundaries? Do we reflexively reject technology's terms and conditions? Or when it's our turn to get chipped, do we take the plunge? Ultimately, these are religious questions many traditional cultures view living beings as sacred. Each creature, is endowed with a spark of consciousness and therefore blah, 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 blah. Point is, Musk's wired up primate is being celebrated as a major breakthrough in cyborg technology. The overall system is fairly simple. Neuralink scientists trained a 9-year-old macaque, if I said that right this time, macaque to play Pong and other puzzle games on a computer screen using a joystick. Every time the monkey made a correct move,
macaque to play
a
Pong.
metal tube squirted banana smoothie in his mouth. All the while, Pager's brain was being scanned by 2 Neuralink chips jabbed into its skull. How nice. There are more than 2,000 wires fanned out into the gray matter, monitoring his cortex as he wiggles the joystick and sucked down on banana smoothie. Once the monkey's neural activity had been correlated with his actions on screen, the research unplugged the joystick. The cursor kept moving. The monkey was playing the video game with nothing but his brain waves. Maybe it's just me, but it seemed like the cursor moved more smoothly when the Neuralink chip was being employed. Wow. According to Musk's declared ambitions, this breakthrough is just a stepping stone to inputting Neuralink chips into human skulls, thereby merging
cyberpunk, baby. Cyberpunk, here we come.
With artificial intelligence.
As we all know, Elon Musk is gloriously insane, and he will probably either create a massive dystopia or massive utopia, depending on his mood.
Well, he's not the one who's going to be creating it. He's going to be putting the cyber into the punk. That's what's going to happen.
But here's the thing.
We're already heading for that cyberpunk dystopian future right now, just without the cyberware.
Yeah. He could actually, no, you're not wrong, Dalton. He could choose which direction that happens, because we're headed that way, like Comics just said. But at the same time, this is groundbreaking from the sense that you could honestly end up in a situation where people with neural issues and disabilities could be enormously enhanced in a way that would allow them to have the same function and capability as
And on that note, I actually feel like I need to weigh in here, because for those that don't know, I actually have a physical disability. I have spastic diaplegic cerebral palsy. And actually, funnily enough, I have a medication pump in my abdomen that is wired to my spine that doses out medication where my body needs it. So I guess technically, in addition to everything else, I'm also kind of a cyborg, but that's neither here nor there. But sticking things into my brain is very much where I draw the line, because I've seen enough dystopian sci-fi and I've looked into the maw that is human stupidity enough to know putting electrodes anywhere near my brain is just a no thank you, just on reflexive impulse. Nope, I don't even care.
I feel like everyone draws the line there. Everyone should draw the line there, right? Everyone should draw the line there.
Well, beyond that, I'm drawing the line even more so at this human hybrid shit. Like, because it's two separate stories basically mixed into one.
Yeah, there I'm with you, Tom.
Like, this shit's scarier than the other.
Okay,
Like,
see, I don't have quite as much of a problem with the experimentation with genetics, and this is why. Because as a species, very much in the same way that those that are worried about green energy and climate change and all this shit need to get over their fear of nuclear power because it's the most efficient and sensible way of dealing with that problem. We need, as a species, to get over this fear of genetics, because the fact that we know more about freaking silicon and machines and fucking metal constructs than we do about our own biological material is one of those things that is why the utopian aliens don't visit us.
Honestly,
No.
Tom's just worried about getting chlamydia from the koalas.
no, look, I look at it this way. Look, I mean, you're not making an invalid point, but at the same time, I got to draw the line at this shit, man, because like this, you got a point there. But that's the thing, is we haven't even figured out how to cure cancer yet. Why are we mixing shit with monkeys?
Well,
Creating life with the terms to
but
destroy.
that is fair enough. But again, my point kind of remains the same. If we knew more about our genetics, we could probably cure cancer because it's a genetic problem.
Very
And
true.
therein lies
Part
the
of the
number
issue
one
there, too,
incentive
is that
of
there's
understanding
certain
our
things-
genetics.
The biology thing is a bit taboo, which is part of the reason why we haven't really gotten there yet.
No, I know, and that's my thing. Is like, how are we going to learn that with other animals? Though I'm not so sure about that.
Ask you culture. I don't know about these other two.
because as with every other science has to do fucked up things before it can get to the constructive shit. And you laugh, Tom.
I know, but you're serious. I know.
Remember all of the completely and utterly fucked up psychological experiments we had to do in order to get to the point where we know anything at all about neurology, like Harlow's monkeys, the Stanford prison experiment, the all of those. So I think it's just the fact that most scientists are scientists because they're high functioning sociopaths and or narcissists, and they have fucked up senses of humor, basically.
Probably.
Actually, yeah, no, it's again, and they suffer from a lot of other issues. But we could solve the issues with a lot of things. So this whole RNA delivery system of the current existing, thing.
Let's not go there, culture, because that's what got me a strike.
No, I know, and I was going to be very careful how I worded that. But that's the
We're talking about cyborg
solution.
monkeys. Don't forget.
It's yeah, exactly. But that's a solution to the cancer thing, believe it or not.
Are we doing what they're doing in Batman Beyond and just like splicing people? Is that what we're doing?
This is the island of Dr. Moreau, kids.
Yep.
What it feels like.
We're just gonna start
We're
splicing.
gonna have
people?
pig
'Cause, like, if
people
we're gonna-
before too long.
Look, I'm just saying, if we're gonna start splicing people,
And they will
I'm
be
putting-
more equal.
Like, I'm throwing in my chips right now. I want the otter. Like, I just splice me with an otter. I will be the wateriest puppy you ever did see, and I will play and frolic. I'll catch the ball. I'll throw it back to you. It'll be great. We'll have such a good fucking time. It'll be wonderful.
Otters are just water kitties. you know
Yeah,
that,
it's a water puppy. It's a water puppy, Tom. Don't get that
right?
shit.
Yeah, they
mixed.
look more like
Don't-
kitties.
It's puppies. They got little tails that waggle them. They
As
wanna
long as
play
we
ball.
get sexy anime cat girls, then I'm down with that.
No, I'm not a cat. Did you ever see my puppy dog comics? The puppy dog that I am.
No,
You didn't see that? My
I saw the
Doge.
cat.
Hold on, I'll fix you here.
I just want some of that age suspension shit genetically.
No,
like I
that's-
could use an extra 1,000 years or so to play around with. I have shit to do that's not going to be done in 80 years.
All right, Toxic Man Flute for $2 is the macaw Macaw's name Tom Connors Jr.
Macat.
Macat. All right. Yeah, Macaw's a bird. Crazy Cat Guy for $5 who already bowed out, saying good job. And crap, I scroll back up real quick and see if I can find the other one. There it is. With the second super sticker for $3, which is good night. Good night, Crazy Cat Guy. Take care, man. We're
So much for a short stream, huh?
Yeah, I know. It's how it
I
goes.
didn't do it.
He says that every goddamn week.
Yeah, anyway.
Right, we're gonna do a
Man
short
flew
one.
up Dick's Division for $2. They should have used Mogwai monkeys. No, sorry, not Mogwai. Mwang monkeys.
Mwang, yeah. Culture's like the template for that, right? The Mwang monkey.
Yeah.
It's a big old.
I don't know why that translated to Mogwai, but yeah, it's my dyslexic brain for you folks. Stone Cold Jeremy for $5. One of many things I've learned about technology is wait for updates and patches before buying. You don't want a new brain chip without the updates.
Like that.
Yeah.
I got 1.2.
I knew how to walk
1.5.
yesterday. Then you turned into cyborg. And I've got a language.
What's
in my
wrong
head.
with
I
you
don't
today? Why
speak.
can't you come into work? I got a fucking update.
I forgot how to walk.
I can't walk yet until Windows figures this
No,
shit
no,
out.
I forgot how to shit, and it's everywhere, dude. I'm so sorry.
Fucking
I didn't
Windows.
realize I needed to buy Depends yesterday, but here we are.
I wish Bill Gates was alive so I could kill him all over again.
Well,
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck.
For this stream, the Silicon Valley overlords, Tom.
All right, let's go around the horn and say goodnight because I desperately need sleep. starting with Dalton Mortimer.
Hello, folks. I am Dalton Mortimer. I am the Authenticator. I'm weird. Is the number one thing you got to understand about me. I am a practicing occultist. I've been a practicing occultist for 15 years. I am, like I said earlier, physically disabled and have a back open pump that technically kind of makes me a cyborg, and it's cool. And I cover all sorts of different kinds of content. I've got magic and occult content. I've got philosophical content. I've got news content. I've got geek stuff content. I've got stuff that's kind of a combination of all three. And I've got a playlist that is all of my guest appearances and crossovers. At least the ones that stay up long enough for me to add them to the list. Comics.
Well, you know, those are supposed to make their way over to my live channel. They never make it over to the live channel.
Hurry it up.
Well, here's the thing. They're not private. They're just unlisted, so you can technically still list them or link to them.
Okay,
Maybe.
but that doesn't help me actually provide a public playlist for the people who want stuff on my channel. But anyway, it's been a minute since I've made a video. The last one I made though was a WandaVision theory video regarding Agatha Harkness's backstory. So if that at all interests you, you might want to find your way over there. I also do a weekly podcast with my friend, the Brainstormer of Pop Culture, where we talk about geek news and the intersection with the various political and ideological stupidities that, you know, like stuff we've been covering tonight. I've been trying to start a show with Culture Casino called Authentic Culture, where we go kind of deep dive into the stupid, but he apparently can't make room on his schedule, so harass him about that.
We will get there.
But other than that, you can find me on Twitter and just about everywhere else at The Authenticator. However, on Twitter, because of the fakaktan way that Twitter does not like me to have enough characters, it's The Authenticator but spelled without a U, because I had to sacrifice something and it made the most sense to me at the time. So other than that, I will see you all later. Cheers, guys.
All right. Up next is Tom Connors, the security guard for the stream.
You guys through chat.
Yeah, I know. I'll get it when we're done with the outros.
What? Where?
Go!
Outros.
Yeah, it's your turn, man.
Talk about your channel.
I got a couple channels.
No shit. My God.
I really like radio station channels.
Oh, Jesus. Just go.
All right, Missouri motherfucking Branson, man.
This is
You
why
know
me
what?
and Culture do so much talking, because nobody else wants to talk.
Culture Casino has great tits.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Did he just mute himself?
Turbo says for $5. I shudder at the thought of genetically enhanced. The hell?
I don't know.
Apes.
Okay. Is slaving us and having us wipe their asses. I can tell you that it would be bananas.
Good job, Terminus.
Your
Good
stinking
job.
paws
This is
off
why I
me,
love
you
Terminus.
damn
This is why I talk
dirty
to
ape.
Terminus.
Anyway, you can find Tom over at Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark.
And Midnight's Edge Espanol and Midnight's Edge Live Archive and Midnight's Edge Radio.
And pretty soon, Midnight
And on Twitter.
Everybody else. Damn.
Next,
We're
we
taking
have
over the internets.
the author himself, Stephen Walton.
Hail to the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Had a great time. Love you guys. Thank you for showing up, hitting that like button, and sharing out the link. Do me a favor. Your favorite 2 or 3 YouTubers, please share out links. Hit that like button and comment for them, because YouTube's killing us right now. And also, if you could, support your favorite independent creators out there, because we don't have an industry to support us. We only have each other, and we rise together. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. Be good to each other. Peace.
And also, up next, we have our very special guest, the Lady of Mayhem herself, Mary Mayhem.
Oh my God, guys, I'm a non-practicing Baptist, a Leo. I'm super into otters, and I had one goal here tonight, and that was to make Comics Division laugh. I think I succeeded once or twice. I'm super
It's not
happy
that
to be
hard.
here. You can
I have
find
low
me-
standards when it comes to laughing.
I appreciate you letting me know where I
Yeah,
am.
he
where
is
I'm
one of the
from.
only ones who laughed at my jokes on Friday Night Tights. You do notice that, right?
No, I'm the only one who laughs at your jokes?
You are.
Oh, okay.
I mean, okay, so I know where I rank now. That's fine. That's fine. I'm good with it. I had one goal. I made Comics Division laugh. I'm super happy. You can find me over on my channel, Mary Mayhem, where I talk about new stuff during the week, have a little fun on the weekends. You can find me over on Toxic Femininity on Midnight's Edge during Monday nights. And then occasionally you can find me over on the High Council on Tuesday nights, over with Jeff and Tom and Mecca and all the other wonderful, beautiful people. And yeah, and that's it. Do you guys have any weed?
Yeah, you're gonna come get it though, because I ain't fucking
I'll come
driving
get
that
it.
far.
I'll come get it. It's fine. I'll come get it.
I ain't
Okay.
driving.
That's all
tonight.
I've got.
I've had too much weed to be driving tonight.
Last but not least, it's the Culture Man himself, Culture Casino.
Hey, everybody, thanks for being here tonight. We really appreciate your support. Comics Division is killing it right now. He deserves far more subs than he actually has. So go out there and
to Branson. Everybody looks like Culture.
And every time you can, support and check out all the videos the man puts together when he actually puts one together. Because let me tell you, it's been like a week and a half. He's still working on the same video. So, it is what it is.
It's been 3 weeks at this point.
I was trying to help. You just okay. Anyway, so yes, it is true. I did pass the magical threshold of 2K subscribers. I'll probably do a
Congratulations, Culture Casino.
Thank you very much, and welcome to Movie Phone. If press 1 if you would like to see Mortal Kombat. No, anyway,
Press 2 if you want Culture to hurry up and finish.
Anyway, I have a channel. Check it out. Thank you all very much. I love you all. We wouldn't be here without you.
God, look at all the twos in the chat. Holy shit.
Can he finish?
No, it's a joke. We love
Culture.
Culture Casino. Go check out Culture Casino's channel. I'm probably the reason he's over 2,000 subscribers today, and he's welcome.
Single-handedly.
Totally
Toxic
single
Man
handed.
Yeah, that means I give him a
$2.
one-handed hand job.
Culture's Wang has a mullet.
Yes, it does.
Guys, you know what I have to say to that?
Koalas in the rain, no fucks given.